Good morning, Soldier Boy here, and welcome back to RoadCraft for what is live stream number 33 as we continue our journey through the game. Good morning, I hope your week is going well. We're back today for, fingers crossed, 3 hours as we continue on from the last stream, which was on Monday. Now, I do need to apologise. I did apologise yesterday, but I wanted to do it actually in the game we were playing at the time. I just want to apologise for having to finish early on Monday. For most of you, know that I'm struggling with this drowsiness issue. We thought after being diagnosed with severe sleep apnea, we would be alright with the CPAP machine. It would help, and it has been helping. But yeah, I don't know what happened, but it was horrendous. So we had to finish 10 minutes, 15 minutes early. It wasn't majorly early, but I just couldn't keep awake. And that last hour of that stream, I've got no clue what we did, in all honesty. We're going to load into that. I might be surprised at myself. So yeah, apologies for that. Nothing I can do. I didn't even notice I was that bad for most of it. It was only towards the end I realised how bad I was, which is how it works sometimes. But hopefully today we should be absolutely fine. Fingers crossed. But if anyone ever thinks that I'm struggling in stream or in anything, just put it in chat. Let me know, because a lot of the time I won't notice that I'm in bad. There's little triggers, especially for RoadCraft. You know, if we're staying still quite a lot instead of moving around, I'm not talking as much. It's generally a good sign that there's an issue. But I don't always notice it. That's the problem. If I do notice it, I can actually try and avoid it sometimes, but not always. But today we'll continue on. We're still on Sojourn. We got quite a bit done, I believe, in the last stream, but like I say, I'm not 100% sure where we're at. I'll figure that out in a second when we load in. But yeah, hopefully we should be fine. We were fine yesterday, which is a good sign. So hopefully we're fine again today. Alright, just doing all the other gubbins that I need to do. But I hope this week is going well. I think we are getting close to finishing Sojourn Fireman, which means one more main story map, and then we're DLC based afterwards. And I think we're even potentially going to finish the DLC to Shadows tomorrow. So RoadCraft may become 5 streams a week once we finish that. Although there is other things we need to do. It's all over the place. I'm trying to work out what's best and what to do things in. There's things we haven't done that we need to do as well. We'll figure it out as we go. Let's have a look at what mess I made in the last stream then. So we're 85.5 hours in as it stands. We are 79% done on Sojourn, so we could finish Sojourn today and start the final map today, all being well. But 79% done. We've done 15 of 21 infrastructure requests. That seems low, doesn't it? 23 of 31 main objectives. Wow. Okay. And 8 of 8 side objectives. And the map is fully open now. We've been everywhere. I have a vague recollection that was building a road when I started to really struggle. I have a vague recollection of that. I'm guessing it's not going to be straight, would be my guess. Let's see how bad it is. These things happen. Everything's meant to test us. But we're doing okay. Like I say, I didn't feel tired on Monday, to be fair. That's the worst thing. I didn't feel tired. I didn't feel like I had a rough night or anything like that. That's what's so difficult about this. You know, when you can fall asleep in public,
it's a nice
fall asleep
change
anywhere.
Of pace to see a place that's not falling apart here. I guess even sinkholes know better than to open under supply depots. Or they like taller structures. Like that newly built radio tower that got swallowed by one. That's why they had to reactivate the old one, which we need to fix. But sometimes there's no fixing the old things. And it's better just to let it go. Let's hope that's not the case this time.
Okay, let's have a look where we're at then. We are in the middle of building the road. Yeah, I kind of know. So this road we're building because we had to do a convoy through here, and it was getting stuck at the train tracks, and this was all quite sandy, so we thought we'd build a road to make it easier, as well as building the mission-based road here as well. So we've laid the asphalt down. We're now rolling it, which is the last step in it, and then that will be done, and then we can deliver the objects to there. I'm pretty sure, yeah, plan a route from Northern Tunnel to the nearest gas holder. There's no side missions left. This is all main story now. So we're trying to do 2 birds, 1 stone here. I vaguely remember we had started this. That road, though, is a bit higgledy-piggledy. You can even see the bits I've missed. Wow. Okay. Well, we know what we've got to do today. and to build this road first and foremost. Then we'll, while the convoy's doing its thing, we'll head out and go and grab this item we need to deliver. So we'll have to do this. We'll have to come back on this one by looks like to do the other side, as this is quite wide, isn't it? As I say, I have a vague recollection, but not massive recollection of what we did. But yeah, man, this is wide. I don't even think twice may be not enough here, but you can definitely see where I wasn't 100%. I swear my work isn't normally that shoddy, to be fair. But hopefully this solves the issue of the convoy anyway. We didn't need to build this road, but it does mean the convoy's going to be a little bit easier to do its thing. That's the big thing. It's all about the convoy really more than anything else. And all their equipment was heading this way anyway for this road we're going to do here, so it made sense to do that at the same time if we were going to do it. Now, the only concern I have, does this roller fit through that gap? This road is a lot thinner from the looks of things. We're hoping it fits through that gap there. It does fit, that's okay. I think we did have an issue with one piece of equipment not fitting, didn't we? I think. I don't know, I could be wrong. I could have imagined most of what we did on Monday, to be fair. Okay, that's the road built then for the infrastructure part of the mission we're doing, which is recommissioning the steel beams. Right, we need to head back to the other road we built and finish that off, and then we'll set the convoy up and then go and do what we need to do while that's doing its thing. Yeah, like I say, we didn't need to build the road, and it probably took a lot of time away from what we was doing, but at the same time it means the convoy will be easy enough to do its thing. It's not going to keep failing on us, hopefully. Sometimes it's just spend that bit of time making an extra road does help massively, and like I say, our equipment was heading this way anyway, so it's not like we've gone out of our way massively. It's just a shame I wasn't fully with it for most of it. I have to laugh about it, otherwise you end up crying, I tell you. But yeah, it's just one of those weird things at the minute. And to be fair, I've been better. That's the worst thing. I don't know what was going on Monday, but I've been a lot better than I have been. For some reason, Monday I just lost it completely. Okay, so we'll do this bit here. See the steam coming off the asphalt, or tarmac for us in the UK. Yeah, it's a very wide road we've built. Okay, let's just fit in that bit there. It's a bit lumpy over that end as well, to be fair. I definitely can see the shoddiness and think, I wasn't fully doing it properly. I swear I'm never normally this bad with roads. But as long as it does the job, it's okay. That's the thing. So we've got 8 missions to do to finish this map, the way it's looking. And that doesn't sound that many, but it all depends on what they consist of, how many parts to them there is. I'm guessing once the steel beam facility is back up and running, there'll be something to do with that maybe. As I say, we've got a very good chance of finishing Sojourn today, I think. I was trying to keep to the middle, but I'll keep to the right, I think. Give me a second. That's my boy saying he's at school, hopefully. I've been spending some time teaching him chess. I love playing chess. I do it on the app as well, on an app. And they're just starting a chess club. And I've taught him to play years ago, but he wants to go and do chess club, which they're starting today. So yeah, last night we had a bit of practice, and he gets it really quickly. He likes maths like I do, which means when it comes to chess, he can see things ahead of time. And work out potentially what someone's thinking about doing and stuff. I do think maths is very good for chess. It's the way you need to think. That's the thing. But yeah, so we had a few practice matches last night. Supposedly there's a kid that claims is the best in the school or something, even though they've not done chess club till now. But you know, but yeah, I think he'll do okay. Whether he'll win or not, I don't know the kid. I don't know how good he is, but I think he'll do himself proud. I'm sure. Right, let's get this done. What I'm going to need to do go back the other way because this is so wide that we've got to go back and redo some bits we've missed the middle bits of. I don't know why I made this so wide, to be fair. There wasn't a need to make it as wide as we have, I'm pretty sure, but we did though. But yeah, I'm not sure why we made it so wide. It seemed weird. I also lost the day of editing and stuff on Monday because I fell asleep while eating lunch Monday, and we lost the whole afternoon. Annoyingly, the worst thing is when you fall asleep with this drowsiness, you don't feel good for falling asleep. You feel horrendous. It's not like it helps you feel good again. Like, it's not refreshing in that regard. But they think it's part of the sleep apnea, to be fair. The sleep apnea means I don't sleep properly during the night. Also, I stop breathing in my sleep and all that stuff. Hence the sleep apnea machine. Although you won't die just by stop breathing in your sleep. Going to the doctor, because that was my other massive concern. Was the amount of time she's seen me sleep and not breathing, and she's panicked. I don't obviously know I'm doing it, but your body obviously protects itself and will always try and survive. So because of that, you can't then suddenly just stop when you're asleep. You will carry on. Why can't I go over that bit? That bit won't. It might be a gap, and that's why. When there's a gap, you notice on the edges there's always a gap on the edge bit, and it's the same as if you have gaps in the actual tarmac. There'll be unbits that can't be rolled around it as well. It's not the best road in the world we've ever built, I must admit, but it will serve its purpose, I'm pretty sure. Just, yeah, I wish I remembered actually making it. But I'm impressed, to be fair, I'm amazed at how much I can do while I'm asleep, to be fair. My other half laughs because I've fallen asleep obviously during the weekends and stuff, and I'm playing like Football Manager or something on the laptop. And she'll know I'm asleep, but I'm still clicking, I'm still moving things around. And she's always amazed that I'm actually still playing the game I'm playing while asleep. And I've no clue what I've done. When you were playing Football Manager, it can be dodgy. I had my goalkeeper up front one match because I was asleep while setting the team up. It's madness. But there you go. We're okay at the minute, that's the main thing. But yeah, just annoyed. Annoyed at myself, annoyed at, obviously, it happening in the first place. I wish I had more answers than I do as well, that's the thing. So not knowing why. We're assuming it's to do with sleep apnea, but we don't know. And they don't know. That's the thing. Right, let's check this over here, and then we'll set this convoy up, and then we'll go and do what we need to do for this next bit. Let's go here. So, Northern Tunnel's here, it's going to come round here, and then hit our new road section here. So, I don't want to do that, that's not what I want to do. So previously it had failed where this bit is here. I just want to make sure that they are staying on the tarmac. So, if the road was straighter, probably would be a little bit better, to be fair. Because originally, obviously, we set it about the road, so we were trying to avoid rocks and things originally. And it is because they're using Wayfarer vehicles as well, which is why this was so tricky for them. Patrick, good morning, how are you? Okay, that looks pretty good, to be fair. The only thing I need to do is move this a bit down here and move this way. Make sure they're fully on that road. The only other thing that could go wrong is here. As you can see, potentially... I might put another point in there. And make this come across a little bit. The only bit that can potentially go wrong here is when they hit this sand bit here. Hopefully it's hard enough to be okay to drive through. Are they going to hit these rocks here? Potentially. They don't have that. Yeah, I'm hoping that's more solid than it first looks. But let's set off the convoy, and then we'll have a look at what we need to be doing as this other objective, which is this one here. So we've got to deliver the object. There's an object to pick up over there, and we need to deliver it to there. Sounds simple. We're just going to get a vehicle there to do so. What have we got nearby? Oh, we have a vehicle. I'm hoping we can actually pick it up though. I don't know how. It's all going to depend on how low down it is. And can we get out of here though? I'm not sure we can get out of here, to be fair. So how are you today then, Patrick? Thank you for liking it, much appreciated. I think we were previously trying to get out of here while carrying a generator or something that was in here we had to go and get. And we couldn't make it up the hill, but now we're empty. I wonder if we can. If we don't tip over first, obviously. Yeah, now we're empty. Can we make it up the hill, or is it still too steep? I think it's still too steep, you know. Yeah, still. I think it's still too steep. I don't know. Hang on. Yeah, we're not going anywhere, are we? Try low gear from the start to see if that makes a difference. Handbrake on for a second. Why? Is there any way to connect this crane too? No, it isn't. No. Right. We're not getting out of that hole then, are we, like that way? I was just thinking maybe we could. I could probably just drive up here, you know. I'm just thinking that's already out and about. Would that be easy to grab that using that, to be fair? What we got here? Let's see. What's that? Oh, that's the other one, but that's... let's just take this then. Rather than trying to get the one out of the hole, let's take the Voron. Obviously, we need to get out of the hole ourselves, but this should be a lot easier for us to get out than where the mule is currently. Okay, probably shouldn't be reversing out of the hole, but easier than turning around. Or maybe not. Try going frontwards. It seems it might be better for us. Let's see all the oil coming off the floor, can't you, as we drive over it. I wonder if it's going to be slippery getting out of here. Okay, I'm hoping, obviously, we can go and get what we need. This item. Because it's going to depend on how low down it is. It failed. I've got to check why that failed in a second. Because yeah, it's going to depend on how low down this is. Our crane here may not be able to reach it. It may need a bigger crane. That's the thing. We just don't know how deep this is at the minute.
Gosh, doesn't this place look menacingly beautiful? Of course it's dangerous and bad for the environment, but still, it has this certain magnetic quality, like a slow-motion train crash.
It does look horrific, doesn't it? Look at that. With that mist just going across the bottom as well. Yeah, it looks horrific. Right, what happened? Why did it not work? Okay, it's the sand. We did think the sand may potentially be a problem. And it's the wayfarers. I really don't want to have to build another road though. That's the thing. It's all going to depend on what the wayfarers can do, because they're the problem. They're the problem. That's the thing. So the first vehicle there is absolutely fine, but it's these two vehicles come next. Hence why we built the first road, because it's just, yeah, it's struggling. Look at that. The wayfarer is horrific on anything other than tarmac, and hence this is having its issues too. Don't really want to have to build another road, but I might have a choice, because they're never going to make it there otherwise. That's the problem. But yeah, they're never going to make it past here without our help. That's the annoying thing. The only thing we could try is going this way. This is more solid ground here. I wonder. Let's just try sending them this way first. And before we go and have to build another road, can we make them go a different way? Would that make a difference? There's a lot more rocks this way, but I think it might help in terms of it's not as sandy, it's more of a firmer ground. It's the rocks that potentially could cause them a problem. We'll deal with that if we need to. Other than that, we've got to build another road. If it was any vehicle other than the wayfarer, we wouldn't have this issue. That's the annoying thing. It is the wayfarer that's causing this problem. The vehicle they're using. Right, the first vehicle is fine. It's an all-terrain vehicle, can do most things. Although saying that, let's just crash into a telegraph pole. Let's, I press that, I'll start further back there. I think it's because of where this one is. Let's just bring it back this way a little bit. Right, go again. But it's the wayfarers that potentially the problem. Why are you turning so sharply there? It's weird. Why are you... There's no way my road says that. My route. I don't get why they're turning so sharply. That's weird. I've always said the AI in this is really good. I'm starting to regret it a little bit. A lot of it is vehicle based, to be fair. Okay, wayfarers, let's have a look. As I say, they may not make it, but it's worth a quick try. Save us building another road. We still might need to though, depending. They're very close to the telegraph pole, aren't they? Let's have a look. Again, sand. We'll get a bump from that one. Thought this might be a firmer route, and it is to a degree. Problem is the other one could block it. Again, the map didn't show this pile of rocks there either. Yeah, it's not going to go, it's not going to happen. The map didn't show that pile of rocks. I suppose it did show the pile of rocks there, to be fair. Right. We have two choices. We either build a road here to enable them to actually get past, or what's my other options? I don't think there is another option, is there? Yeah, I know it's going to fail. I think we may have to build another road just to get them to actually make it there. It's just or we push them, but the pushing them has its own issues as well. Let's do what we need to do, and then we're going to have to deal with that. I think we'll build another road. It's not going to be a big road, but it's still going to be time. We could be doing something else. Okay. We need to pick this up. I can't see all of it, can I? Okay. There's another item in the way here, so I can't actually pick all of this up, it seems. That's annoying. If I change to a 1 bit, we need to move this a little bit. It's going to be heavy. I just need to move it It'll really pull us around. Yeah, look at that, it's pulling us around. Okay. I didn't quite go to plan, did it? I needed to move it around though, so I could actually get to it, because there's another item there that's actually stopping us from fully attaching to it. I may have moved it enough though, I'm not sure at this point. That was too far. Too far. Yeah, that was too far. Are we on our feet? We're alive, but I think we're stuck. Can I get out of here? Can't restore because of the position we're in. Yeah, we're probably stuck. Okay. We need a bigger crane there, I think, is my first thinking. What's the nearest? The port area is probably the best way to go. But we need a bigger crane to pull this object out, first and foremost, I think. Might even be able to just lift the vehicle out at the same time, rather than recovering it. But yeah, we need a bigger crane. I don't know if I've got any nearby. Let's have a look. Where are you? You're there at the river base. We got another one anywhere? No, not by the looks of it. So one is out, and that's river base. Let's pull one out of the port then. I don't think we've got much choice but to take a crane there. That's the one that's already out and about. Oh no, they're both out and about. Okay. Where are they both? Where are you? Your river base. Did say the other one is out as well. The EPEC. Where are you? Oh, you're already at the port. Okay. That's at the port. I think we bring that one with us. I'm hoping we don't need this for something else, but we need to swing it around. I'm thinking we'll pull our vehicle out of the hole at the same time as picking up the other object. It's a generator, I think. But yeah, I think for the other mission, the convoy, we're going to have to build another road. Can't see another way around that. It's frustrating because there's more time we have to do it, but can't see a way to make it work otherwise. So it is what it is, unfortunately. It'd be nice if they'd just make it. Like I say, it's the vehicle they're using that's the problem. If they weren't using the Wayfarer, it would just make it absolutely fine. But we know how bad the Wayfarer is, that's the thing. Right, we're on to our road we built a while back now. So we started the day with, I think, there's 8 main missions left to do, essentially. The infrastructure requests, I think there's 5 left, but they don't matter as much, although they could be related to the main missions anyway. May end up, the infrastructure requests are part of the main mission, so we may end up doing them anyway, but they're not part of the 100%. But yeah, potentially we can finish Sojourn today. Just depends on things like this, and they're trying to build another road slowing us down, essentially. Not in a rush to finish, but it would be quite nice to get this done today and then move on to the final map in the base game. But I think the 2 infrastructure we've currently got on to do are both about electricity. So we're getting power to different places, 2 different places. Shouldn't be too bad, to be fair. I think we did the worst one in the last stream, to be fair, which is the big one we have to do. Right, we're here. We've got 2 things to do here. We've got to pick up our vehicle that we dropped down the hole, and pick up the object as well. Massive failure on back wheels being there. There we go. Alright. Didn't like that, did it? Right, first and foremost, vehicle. I prefer to have folded the crane, but I can't on the vehicle, I mean. I need to see how it's... Okay, we're still stable. Our concern was we wouldn't be very stable lifting this up, but we are. It's actually lifting it, no issues. I thought it may be too heavy, but it's definitely not. Right, I'm going to swing this round and put it over here. Okay, let's lower it down. We'll quickly switch to it and just fold that crane. And handbrake on. Right, we can now pick the object up with this crane and put it into the back of that one. They don't normally have an issue picking up, it's just because of where it is was the problem. And the other thing next to it was stopping us actually getting... I think it's going to stop us picking up again, to be fair. The one that's red is what's stopping us picking it up, and it's because of that other object there which you can't move. So we need to change our attach point, and we're going to have to move this slightly to the right. This is what caused us to fall in a minute ago. Right, if I thought, I don't know, it might be right actually. Yes, now we can pick it up normally. There we go. Whoa. Did we move there or did we not? It felt like we did. So that one anchor's just in a weird position, I think. Big, heavy bit of kit, this. So I'm not surprised we're having a few issues with it. Right, we want to put this in the back of the vehicle that we can travel with. Okay. Obviously, need to get loaded in fairly nicely if we can. Otherwise, there's a potential for us tipping over it. The vehicle is a little bit too small for it. We have moved these in the Mule and the Vaughan before, but they're a little bit too small. So this needs to be really well to avoid us tipping over on the journey. So we'll swing a little bit. It's always weird trying to see how low we are in the big crane sometimes. Okay, I think we're there. There we are. Okay. Obviously we need strap, anchors. That's a crane camera, normal camera. We're very close to it, aren't we? We have to take this easy so we don't tip over. That's the big thing. Why is my camera so close to it? I can't see where we're going. But yeah, corners we just need to take very carefully. Otherwise there is potential for us to tip over. I don't know why the camera's so close. I can't seem to do anything about it at the minute. Yeah, nice and easy. And hopefully we won't have any issues. But yeah, these kind of deliveries are a little bit too much for the Vaughan and the Mule. But because they have a crane, they're ideal. The bigger vehicle we have that carries items, which has double the capacity, it's brilliant. It just needs a crane. So you have to be selective. So when you, because I know we've got to unload this with a crane, we can't, it's not, we have to just drive into position. We have to actually have to unload it. The Mule and Voron are like the go-to vehicles for that kind of thing because they have a crane on board, rather than having to use two different vehicles. Where am I going here? We want to run. Where's the drop-off point? Oh, over here. Steel beams. So yeah, we want to go follow the train track, ideally. Yeah, we need to follow the train track until we hit the road. So go right here. But yeah, the other one, I suppose if you had a crane, that'd be the only vehicle you then use. Because you've got a bigger capacity, there'd be no point using anything else. It would do all the jobs. So having vehicles up, you know, can do this, but it can be dodgy, like it is now. It means you have to go slower, it takes more time, but then would it be quicker to use a vehicle with better carrying capacity, but then also you need to send out a second vehicle as the crane. Which one's the more time effective way of doing it? That's the thing. So I think having a load like this and a vehicle like this does make you think a lot more than using a different vehicle, but we can manage it. That's the thing. We've done these loads of times. Just got to be so careful. You know, these have gone wrong time and time again as well. It's not always been plain sailing doing these loads. We are quite close to a base, so we could have used a different vehicle, to be fair. Sending a crane wouldn't have been that big a deal. Okay, we have once we hit the main tarmac road, to be fair. The sand obviously isn't as level as the tarmac will be. Okay, this is our main road we need to go on towards the beams. We're annoyed we're going to have to build another road for that convoy. It's just frustrating. It's slowing us down massively. That's the worst part. Just making everything take a lot longer than it probably should. But it needs to be done, otherwise the convoy can't be completed, and the convoy is the main mission. So, we're going to have to do it. Whoa! Calm yourself. Right, this is the unload point. We need to get as close as we can, ideally. I'd like to be more level than we are, to be fair. I don't think I'm going to be able to. The anchors are for levelling us up there, to be fair. Right, we need to unstrap, crane up in the air. This will struggle to carry it, but it will manage it. That's the thing. I put it onto single, didn't I? Right. And then it's building another road, I think. Unless another mission appears. It's the road next to get this convoy complete. Come on, come round. There we go. I do like to make sure we put it near enough in position ourselves first. So that is that done. That is the steel beams facility recommissioned and back up and running.
Great! The steel beams facility is back in action, and everyone should rightfully rejoice. Our river base can't join the party though, since there's no convenient route to get any of those beams in. Can you guess who has the honor of planning the route? Ding ding ding! It's you. And while you're at it, you can produce some more steel beams. Now you have a few ways of getting steel beams, which is a good thing in my books.
Okay, we know we've got to do the road for the convoy. That's fine. What else have we now gained? Collect steel beams for the ongoing repairs. So we need to store 8 steel beams. So we need to make 8 steel beams and store them. And establish a route from the steel beam facility to the river base. River base being this one here. To be fair, that route we can do now. We have a route because we made a massive great road, so that's not too bad. Although saying that, where's the way out? Oh, here. That's all right. Yeah, so we can plan this route straight away. I wonder if this counts as storing steel beams. You get 8. How many steel beams do we need to store? 8. Surely the convoy, if that gives us 8 steel beams, then we don't need to make any more because it will automatically store them for us. So the rewards will be that mission. So that could be doing that while we're doing this other road to sort this other route out. To be fair, I may need to move that vehicle a little bit there. This is all going to depend on what vehicles they're using for this. As long as it's not a wayfarer, we'll be okay. So wayfarer, we have to do a little bit of a road coming out of there, but I'm hoping we don't have to. But yeah, if this solves the other mission by actually storing the beams for us, we don't need to make any. Life's good, and we can be doing this other road to finish off this other convoy while this is doing its thing. So that'll be good for us. Does make the missions a bit easier if that actually works. We'll know after the first delivery whether that actually works or not, because there's a chance that it's designed not to work like that, so we actually have to make them. Where are we going to in here? Where's the drop-off point? Oh, it's behind us, that's why. I didn't realise that. I thought we was going into there, but we're not. We're going into here. Right, dispatch the vehicle, let it do its thing. We're going to have to build a road for this other mission, as this route will not make it past this section here. We did try 2 different ways, and it won't work. So we need to build a road here, essentially. How are we for sand there? Are we near a quarry? That's a no, isn't it? That one. Yeah, we're not close enough to a quarry, I don't think. Kind of. If we can get this to run, then that'll be fine. We did have some issues getting this to run last time. Yeah. Base screen on a sand surface to activate. We need this running ideally. Is there any better sand surface that we think we can use? I don't really know, to be fair. Potentially there, maybe? This takes sand from wherever it's on, doesn't it? And that's what you use, rather than using a quarry. To be fair, let's try that, I think. So it only needs to be on a sandy surface, and then we can use it. Okay, them camera angles are not brilliant. So we just want a sandy surface. So our road is going to be going there. Does this count as a sandy surface here, is what I'm thinking. Looks sandy to me, but doesn't mean it counts. It does count. Although that's blocking the road for our vehicles, isn't it, I think? That back end isn't brilliant. I need to move it forward. I think that's the only way. Right, that does work though. There. Steel beams. The first delivery of steel beams have made it. Hopefully now many more will. There we go. Okay, while that's quickly setting itself up, we're going to recall our dumper truck to here. As I say, we now need to build a road to actually finish off this other convoy, because stupidly ours doesn't want to work. There's not much we can do about it, so we do need to go and build a road that is so unnecessary. but otherwise we can't complete the other convoy. Unless I sit there and push them, which we could potentially do, but it'd take a while. Mobile scalpers there. Right. This is not what I wanted to be doing, a road here, but I don't feel we have much choice. We're not going to make it wide or anything, we're just trying to get it actually just in position. The hardest bit's probably here, because obviously we don't want trucks tipping over. As far as that goes, okay. We need to refill sand. So we're actually using the mobile scalper for once. First time I'm actually properly using it. It's actually quite handy when, if you're on a sand map and there's no sand quarry nearby, it's actually really useful. But yeah, it's the first time I've actually managed to actually make it work, to be fair. Right, where are we actually heading to? Okay, we're heading literally to there. So it is all the way across. It's not going to be a big road. The one that's completely unnecessary in my eyes, but at the same time we don't have a choice. Okay, one more load should do it, to be fair. We are only heading there. Right, come on. At least the vehicles don't have far to come when we start doing this. Hate laying sand as well, I always struggle with it. I think probably need to do a little bit more here. I don't know how close to the door we need to go to make this work, but I think I don't want to have to then come back and do a little tiny bit because we missed a little bit. That's the thing. That would be the worst thing if we actually have to come back. Okay, I don't think we can actually unable to pour sand here. Okay, so that's as far as we can go with sand. Let's move this out of the way. I always like to have it reloaded with sand. I don't like leaving it empty, just in case. Right, we need to head back to this. We're going to go and get our grader. We're going to put it for where it is, which is our new grader here. That we really enjoy using, to be fair. So we don't have far to go for this, to be honest, but it's just annoying. Right, one steel beam already in. So let's just check that other mission. Does that steel beam count as stored? If it does, yeah, it does. Okay, so as long as the 8 trucks get to where they're going with the steel beams, we actually don't need to make any. It will do it for us, which I'm amazed by, but perfect. That helps us a little bit, especially when we're doing this instead. Right, let's flatten the sand so we can get the asphalt layer in. I do really enjoy using this grader. Compared to the other one, it's so much stable when you're driving anyway. A little bit slower, I think, when you drive. So stable. And also just using it in general is just so much better. I know we're probably a bit too close to the house they're making here, but Don't have much choice in the matter. Careful that rock there, to be fair. Think about that when doing the roof. I don't think we need to go through this twice. I think once is probably enough. Yeah, this is a road I wasn't going to have to do, to be fair. Unable to dig in this area, that's fine. Yeah, I don't think we need to go over it twice. What we'll do, we'll go drive back. I'm not going to put the grader down. I just want to drive back and just make sure we are okay everywhere. I think we are though. This bit's obviously the dodgy bit, but I think we're fine. Okay, this start bit, I just want to quickly just move this bit out this way. It joins the road there. Right, let's chuck this over here then. Back to garage. Now we need the asphalt layer. Wrong vehicle. I didn't want to get in the vehicle, not the garage. Asphalt layer, which is the Arling Roadworks. Again, we'll drive this there as it is just literally round the corner. This is a bit slower to drive than the other vehicles, admittedly. And then it's just the roller, and then we'll set the convoy off again. But yeah, the fact that the beams are doing its thing for us, that's brilliant. We obviously could speed up by making beams ourselves, admittedly, and then taking them. We may still do that, just to speed that up. Depending what else we have to do while it's doing it. If we're busy doing other stuff, and we're legal doing other stuff. I have a feeling we probably could make some beams to speed that up. Okay. Let's hopefully this works where we want it to. Hoping that our plan here works as well. There's a chance that this doesn't work. But I think we should be okay. It's the wayfarers are just the concern. What shall we say? Didn't like that bush, did it? What are we stuck on? Not happy about something there. There we go. We're not stuck on anything. Asphalt layers can be so temperamental in the way they work. Doesn't want to go the way you want it to, it won't go that way. Hence now, it doesn't want to go right. I know there's a rock there, but I still need to go right. Right, I'm going to have to go back and do a bit of that. Better. Really didn't like that corner very much. So we had 8 missions to start the day. We've done 1 already, so 7 left. Okay, let's chuck this over here as well. Let's make sure it's off the road just in case we need to use the road for anything. Now we can use our roller. And then that is job done, and we can see if that convoy works. I'm hoping. I think it will. I think I'm pretty happy with how the road looks so far. I think this will work. But yeah, it's been a pain, this convoy. We've had convoys before that are like this though, that are just tricky. And we could sit there and just push every vehicle, but I think doing that is fine, but if the other vehicles that come after that give you more rewards are still wayfarers, then we can't sit there the whole time pushing every single one of them. That's the thing. then we'll try and come back on ourselves just to be sure it's on the other side. It's amazing how wide you actually lay the asphalt, or tarmac I should say. You don't realise how wide it is when you're doing it. It's only afterwards you think, oh wow, got to roll so much. As I say, this hopefully will solve the problem. 2 beams out of the 8 needed so far. But yeah, we may still make some beams ourselves just to speed up that mission, rather than leave it to do it itself. I know there's 2 infrastructure requests to do electricity, but we could potentially do those while it's doing it. I don't know if they're going to be mission related, or we can just do them. Sometimes doing the infrastructure request before the mission asks for it doesn't seem to have an issue, but I do find it a bit dodgy doing it. I'd rather wait until we've got a request some of the time, just to make sure it doesn't mess anything up in the game, doesn't bug out or anything. Okay. Obviously the bends could potentially be an issue. The bit where they're building the house down there potentially could be an issue as well. We won't know until we set the route up properly and get them going. Okay. That is now built. We now need to plan this route. So obviously we had them fail, so we need to just finish off over here. We did set them to go a different way, to be fair, hence why that's there. But I think now, put them back onto there. And they're already nearby, so it's not like we've got to wait long for them to get here. They are literally round the corner from it already. So they'll be straight onto the road. Just going to put that... This corner's a worry at the minute. Can I put an extra pin in yet? Just have a concern with this bit here. It also slopes. So... If they're slightly off here, that could potentially be a problem. I'm hoping it's okay. Right, let's set the... do I need to move that? I think they'll get past it. If we need to move it, we'll move it. I'm just going to click this point here and make them start 1 back. So they've got a bit of speed at least. Let's see what happens. I'm not worried about the first vehicle. Normally handles everything fine. The Wayfarers are my concern. First vehicle did absolutely fine. Where are the Wayfarers? Come on. There's the first one. Give me a spectator. There we go. Wrong button. I didn't want to do that. I want to be on board. There we go. I wanted to move it so I had the control of the camera. But, okay, so it struggled a little bit of the turn there, but other than that, it's fine. This is the bit I was concerned about, because it was a bit of a slope. They've stayed far to the left of the route. I think it's made it though. I think after all the issues we've had with this one, I'm needing a massive great road because the Wayfarers can't traverse the sand. I think finally it is job done. It's taken a little while, but we've finally done it. Don't drive in. Don't get stuck. Whatever happens now, do not get stuck. Come on. That's good, that's done. Okay, that should be mission complete in a second. There we go. So the gas extractor is now back up and running. Or gas holder, I should say, by the looks of it. You saw it all changed the way it looked a minute ago. Steel beams is the next thing, so that's actually been rebuilt now. Happy days. That is job done. Okay. That route will continue on. There are more rewards per truck that makes that route. So that will continue on, hopefully. We've got 3 beams now. So we've got connected electricity here. And so there's 2 electricity requests to do. Pumping station and Riverside gas holder, which is there. So this doesn't have power. We currently can bring power from here, to be fair. And then from there, pumping station, potentially. Don't know actually. Pumping station might need to go a different way. But I think while we're waiting for the steel beams to be done, we may as well quickly get these done for the bonus rewards. And this first one being this one. We can do that. I think we've got our vehicle over here, our cable layer. We'll bring the power from there to there. Although the only issue we have is this bit here. I've just noticed that could potentially be a problem. It may be too rocky to do that. What about this way? I think we can do that, to be fair. With all pumping stations, the other one also needs power as well. I think we can traverse this way and do it. The only issue would be is this bit here. We may have to go behind, but then that might be too rocky. That's a problem. I don't know if we can get to it from there. There's a lot of rocks there. It may not want to go that way. And the ideal route would have been this way, but again, getting through here is problematic. Our road here is what's going to stop us connecting. We may need to destroy a bit of this road. To be fair, it's only if it lets us put the power there, though. That's the thing. There's no other way of connecting it I can see. We also need to do pumping station too, which will be able to spur off this one. It's all going to depend on if it allows us to go this way. This may just be too rocky. Right, we'll give it a go though, as we've already got the vehicle nearby. A cable layer. So, if I don't want to activate it yet. I want to make sure on the edge of it if possible. I wonder if we should pumping station first, to be fair. We are going to have to go over a road here, which isn't the greatest. We always try and avoid going over roads with cables where possible. Right. So I need it to be further on it so it connects. Come. There we go. Yeah, we do try and stay away from roads normally, just because it does create an issue when you're on them. But if we stay in the middle, I don't think it's as bad, weirdly. I suppose in one way you want to lay the cable first, then do a road over it, and that works better, doesn't it? That's the thing. Doesn't like turning here. So this isn't part of the main mission, but while the main mission is completing itself for us, we may as well get the stuff. And there is a vehicle in the shop we do want to buy, which is the new portable base with the ability to collect stuff that's in storage from it as well. So we would like to buy that if possible. Yeah, let's have a look where we are. So we're currently here. So there's two places that need connected: pumping station and also the Riverside gas holder. I think pumping station might be first, because we'll go this way and this will be our junction here, so we can come off that way and then come back and go this way. We still don't know how we're going to connect this last bit, but yeah, we follow this till we get to here and then take a left. Since we are following the road, we'll go in the middle of the road, which hopefully then will make it easier to traverse with other vehicles if we need to. So here actually we'll ignore the road, just go off to the side, I think. Never ideal laying cable on the road. Great problems. Oh, hang on, didn't like that, did it? Did not like that at all. Something there. It's not liking something. Doesn't seem overly rocky. I don't quite know why it's not liking that. Yeah, it doesn't seem overly rocky there. This next bit is potentially. There we go. Spotted a problem this way. So there's concrete there on the floor there. We're trying to go around that. Okay. There's even more concrete. Them concrete slabs go further. Look, you can see it there. We've actually dug up to one a little bit there. They go further than you think. There's also concrete on the floor we're coming to now. So we need to go up here to the side of it. By the looks of things. To avoid that concrete. We've got halfway with the steel beams. 4 have been delivered, 4 more needed. It's quite weird the actual mission doing it for us, to be fair. Come on. Doesn't like that surface, does it? Trying to go to the side. What we're doing here is avoiding that concrete slabs that have been placed there. That's all we're doing, avoiding them. Come on. There you go. Really have an issue with this surface. This bit isn't really that big a concern. The big concern is actually the gas holder, to be fair. That's the bit I'm really concerned about. I'm not too sure how that's going to work. More the end part of that, to be fair, than the actual start. Right, just trying to get this in a position. There we go. Off and running again. Right, we need to bring this round. That's where we're heading, just over there. Again, we are destroying the road, so I'm hoping if we don't need to use these roads, or we stay fairly in the middle, we can still traverse it okay. If these were pipes to be replaced, I probably wouldn't be doing it just yet. But since it's cable, it's not too bad. And the vehicle is nearby. What try do we do now? While this stays blue, we're fine. Right, that's where we're going to. You can just see the red over there. Going to get the blue to connect to the red, and that's 1 done. Number 2. But yeah, I'm annoyed that we had to destroy the road, but didn't see another way to get there, to be fair. That's 1 done. It's the holes you make when you stop and stuff, I think, are the problem, more so than the road. That doesn't look to have done too much damage, to be fair. I think it's because it's quite a soft surface, it's not so bad. And it is fairly in the middle, so it's not as bad as it could have been. Right, we're going to see if we can get this cable now to the gas holder. It's the second one, and then yeah, if we're still missing beams, we'll probably quickly make a few to finish that off as well. Otherwise we have nothing else to do while we're waiting. Right, where do we need to turn here is the question. So we're coming along this way here, and then once we're here, I don't quite know how we're going to do this. Potentially go this way and round, and hope that we can avoid anything, or we may have to destroy a bit of this, which isn't the end of the world because it's worked perfectly fine. So, right, we need to go to here to then turn. I think the route would continue on even without a bit of tarmac, to be fair. Come on. We've not actually destroyed any of our road we built before. The actual tarmac, the grader destroyed the tarmac. I've never had to use that version of it because it's never been something we needed to do. So we may have to do it this time though for the first time. Okay. We can turn more to the right down here. It's going to get caught. Nope, we're okay. Of course, going to get caught there. Right, this is what we're going to figure out. I don't know if we can go around the back of it. It's all going to depend on where the concrete is and where the big rocks are. Don't know if it'll just let us lay in front of it, maybe. We'll give it a go then and see what happens. I think the back will be troublesome if we have to go that way. But we can't put a road all the way to this actual garage. So it may not let us lay cable there either, which means we'll have to destroy that tarmac. If it lets us go straight here, then we're fine. This bit that my concern was. So that's done it. Oh, that's easy. Oh, no, it didn't. No, he didn't. It did a bit of it, and then stopped. I don't know if we got too close, maybe. When did it allow us to carry on? There. We'll try and go a bit wider, maybe. Not liking it, is it? May need to knock that little bit of concrete off the tarmac there, to be fair. We can't get us to go down. I just can't quite get it to connect. Or can we? Yeah, we can. It's connected. That is connected. We can just go straight here. That'll be that connected as well. Really, you can't break surface, there's nothing there. Doesn't like that surface, does it? Not there. I don't know what it's actually getting stuck on, to be fair. It doesn't look like there's any major rocky area. Finding it now. Yeah, there must have been a rocky area that we couldn't quite see there, I think. That is that one done as well. So that is that done. So the only thing left now is these beams. We need 3 more beams in total. Since we have a vehicle there anyway. Let me get up here. I'm looking at the wrong place because I've turned the map round. Let's actually turn the map back. There we go, over here. We have a vehicle with a crane here anyway. What we'll do is we'll grab a few things and make a few beams ourselves. That way, at least, we'll hopefully get this done a little bit quicker. We've got no other missions on currently, other than this one. So we might as well try and get a few made ourselves. And the rest that on that delivery will just go into storage anyway. But we do need a bit of metal to make a few. We need 3 more, and there'll already be 1 on its way. So we just need enough to make 2 beams essentially. One more there. Yeah, 1 more there, we'll grab that. There'll be more metal closer to the actual bit anyway. Okay. So let's go in the steel beam facility and we'll drop these off and see what other metal we can quickly find to make 2 more beams. We can make more than 2, and we'll take whatever we make. There will be a convoy though on the way there now. The 6 of the 8 we need. Okay, so that's 1. We only need 1 more to be fair. So there's metal. Oh, there's loads of metal over here. Yeah, lots and lots of metal over this side. Is that no, it's got a hole in it. I was going to say, is that a brand new barrel? But it's not. We'll chuck that in the back. It's got a massive hole in it. I was going to say, it looked brand new from one side. But wow, well, we'll store that if that's the case. There we go. So we only need to actually deliver 2 ourselves, because 1 will be on a convoy currently. It's weird that we're close to finishing Sojourn, but this is only the middle part of the actual story for this map. We're still waiting on the final bit. We're only 2/3 through. So there can't be many missions for the final bit, or they're going to be quite lengthy things. There'll be a lot to do in one mission, that's the thing. The majority of the area is now back up and running, that's the thing. Right, I'm going to fold crane and we're going to take that to be recycled. Which is just down here. And hopefully that's either 2, minimum 2, possibly 3, and then we're good to go. That's 4. Okay, that's more than we need, but that's absolutely fine. So we'll take these beams out, we'll take them to our storage, and then that will be mission complete. Let me take them out then. Number 6 has just been delivered. Do I not take them out here? It'll give me the option to. It did give me the option over here though, although that's where we put them in. Unless it's both in one. I think it might be both in one. Normally you have 2 different bits, one part for recycling, one for taking them out. Although we can't pick them up from there. I bet they're over there, but we couldn't, for some reason, won't give me the option to take them out from over there. Yeah, there they are. Don't know why it wouldn't give me the option, to be fair. So we only need 2 of these, but while we're here and they're there, we'll grab all of them. then we'll go and put them in storage. Doesn't matter how they're loaded as long as they're in the back. Sometimes usually we don't need to move the crane very much as well. When I say easy, I mean quicker. Okay, let's strap them down. There we go. Old crane. We didn't put anchors on anyway. Right, we're heading back to our base now. Put these in storage, and that'll be that. The only mission we've probably got on complete. I think we've completed. We've done one or two potentially. There's 8 missions to do at the start. I think we've done 2 already. This will be the 3rd. That means 5 for the final part, maybe. But we'll see the map change a bit once we get to the final part, I believe. Normally you see things built up and stuff. It does change. We're right here because we're hitting our road over there. But yeah, the convoy's done 6 of the 8 it will deliver. We're just going to give it a helping hand and speed it up. There's nothing else for us to do in the meantime. Because we've done the 2 infrastructure requests as well. They're all done. There was only, I can't remember how many infrastructure requests there were still to do. The convoys count as 1 each as well, plus the 2 electricity ones we did. That's potentially 4. I can't remember how many more were left there, to be fair. Although, again, it doesn't count towards 100%. The infrastructure is not as important. We're quite close to finishing Sojourn. I think we'll be very close today if we don't quite manage it. We won't be far off. Right, let's get these in storage, and then that'll be job done, and we'll see what's next. Okay, which one's dropping off? That's taking out. Don't normally need to unstrap it. That's taking out. Where's it putting in? Oh, there. Behind us. I went to the wrong bit. It's the other side of the fence. First time we put anything in this storage, that's the thing. We have definitely got the money though to buy the new vehicle that we can also deploy for vehicles and storage as well. There we go. Still being for ongoing repairs is done. Gas holders, we all have farmers of our oil industry. It's heart of this region. Seeing a beta game means more than it seems. Full steam ahead complete. There we go. Reactivate the Oasis gas holder. Because we've done the electricity, I think it's now done more than what it would have done if we hadn't done that. The pumps are working again. And yeah, because we did the other one, this is the 3rd one, I think, as well. There we go. That should be the final time it pans, I think. There we go.
This is what all this has been building up to. Finally restarting the local oil industry again. At least that's what I'd like to believe, because for me, it's just a big old paperwork-induced headache. While I sort this paperwork out, you get to do the things that matter. And a whole lot of them. So, I won't go into detail. Just get all the resources we gathered where they need to go, and reconnect everything to the grid. And we'll be good to go. Here's hoping.
Okay. Final missions for the Sojourn map, then let's have a look. I think there's 5 remaining. Restore the gas holders at the port. So we're going to do a route, infrastructure route, and deliver a vehicle. What's the route? Where is it from? Harbour base to harbour gas holders. Oh, that's harbour base. Where's the harbour gas holders? Over there. Oh, that's easy. Okay. We've got several routes already going that way. And then we need to deliver a vehicle, which it looks like it's there. I don't know where it's going yet, though. Let's set this route up first and foremost. The only downside to this is we have other vehicles already doing this kind of route. So there is a chance that they interact and hit each other, which obviously would be a problem. But hopefully, we can avoid other vehicles. Right. Where exactly are we ending up over there? Okay. Yeah, I'm not much fan of going on the same bit of road. We've got two routes already running, but I don't think we've got much choice other than making these all in as roughly the same place. So hoping they don't hit each other. I don't know what would happen if they did, to be fair. Okay. Oh, I've actually gone to the wrong bit. We need to go up there. It's a different road. Yeah, that is a different road. So we need to go up here. And then we can follow this road round. Round here. And then that we're not going there. This is going further down. Okay, hopefully the vehicles don't get in the way. Time will tell. And our part of this mission is the vehicle here. So it's another Wayfarer to drive, which isn't a vehicle I enjoy driving because it's horrendous. Where are we going though is the question. Oh, we're just going over there. Okay, so we're basically following the convoy. So we may as well join the convoy. To be fair, at least then if there's any issues. Oh, that's a bit of a tight turn for it. The problem is the other one trying to force its way through doesn't help. Look at that. Just let them drive. Hopefully they'll sort themselves out. But yeah, we're following them essentially. It's quite an easy first bit for this final part of Sojourn. There will be a couple more missions after this one though. The other one needs to actually get ahead of the other one. But yeah, it seems a bit too easy to start with. There's going to be more.
Doesn't this place look different from when you started? Seeing positive changes never gets old, even if I just sit here at my desk while you get all the fun parts.
I think Kenny wants to be out in the field helping. So far so good. It's an easy convoy to set up, to be fair, mainly because it's all tarmac. And we know the Wayfarers are horrendous. It's not on tarmac, but as it all is, it's made this really, really simple, which is nice and easy. Potentially, I think there's 3 missions after this one for Sojourn to be finished, I think. They're all this easy though. We can start the final map shortly. Although we've still got over 2 hours of the stream left, so as long as I don't suddenly start falling asleep again, potentially we're starting the final map today. Hopefully. I say that now and there'll be something horrific we've got to do. It takes forever, but we'll see. So we're turning left in a minute, they're going to go straight on. We've got a left turn to make in a second. Nice being part of their convoy though, to be fair. And we haven't had to build a road to make this work or anything. It's happened first time, which is nice. Oh, we're going to do a little hop up the curb there though. That's a tricky one. Don't know how well this will hop up. Not too bad actually. Right, that's our bit done. And the convoy is just finishing as well. There we go, that is mission complete. Ports, gas holders are back up running. We've leveled up to level 20 I think there as well. Your efforts are taking shape at the waterfront. Trophy achieved, well oiled. Oh, it's done.
With this, the local industry is officially up and running again. It may not be the cleanest oil operation in the world, or the most important, but it does keep the entire region alive. And you got it running again. Having that as a line on your resume looks impressive, don't you think? Of course, I'm not saying you did it all alone, but you sure were instrumental, and that's what counts.
That is map complete. I didn't think that was complete, to be fair, but it is. Revived by our efforts, the local oil industry bounced back big time, and by repairing the river lock, we've reopened the arteries of commerce, allowing life to flow through this region once again. All goals completed. Return to hub. We need to have a look, double check we've done 100%, but I'm pretty sure we have. I wasn't expecting that to finish. I think the 2 extra bits we did as the infrastructure missions while we were having the beams delivered via convoy, I think they were extra missions that would have come later. We just did them ahead of time. So yes, Sojourn, 100%. That is done. 21 of 21 infrastructure, 31 of 31 objectives, and 8 out of 8 side objectives. 100% complete. I wasn't expecting that to finish. I thought there was going to be more. Right, I will say Sojourn to me is probably the easiest map we've done. And it's the penultimate map of the base game. But yeah, I think that was the easiest map we've had so far. Hopefully Kernel is just as easy. But Kernel is the next port of call. We now begin the final map of the base game. We have got the expansion DLC to do, but we're holding off, obviously, until we've done all 100%. And DLC vehicles will not be used until we start the expansion. Let's have a look at Kernel then. So the local energy corporation was preparing a secondary site to expand its main geothermal power plant when a series of planning errors and questionable cost-cutting decisions led to a disastrous failure. During the fracking process, these issues provoked a large-scale seismic event, earthquake. You've been tasked with assessing the danger, assessing the damage, investigating the cause of the disaster, and helping the town to recover. We obviously don't know how many missions there are until we're there. But yeah, so earthquake territory, by the looks of things. We are now max rank. I didn't realise that. Max rank is 20, and we are now level 20, which means all the vehicles in the shop are all available to buy. We've already got all the rusty vehicles, so it's just vehicles we need to buy now. But yeah, I didn't know what max rank was. It never makes a big deal of your rank. For the whole game, it doesn't really tell you you've leveled up. You only really tell when you go in the shop most of the time. We have to pick a vehicle to go out with as a scout. First and foremost, what do we want? Obviously, the Caroline is really good. Let's take the Caroline. We don't know what we're going to face here. Obviously, I don't know what kind of terrain it is. It may be sandy, it may be muddy. All we know is there's been a seismic activity from their fracking operation due to cost-cutting measures. But we'll see how we go. I'm just happy we finished Sojourn. I didn't expect it to be that quick. I really didn't. Right, we're in Scandinavia during the summer. Follow a series of mishaps all linked to the Echo Corporation. You're assigned to investigate a catastrophic failure at a large geothermal complex. Lots of water, by the looks of it. It's waterlogged as well. So muddy, potentially, in areas. Wow, there's damage there. Look at that. That's been damaged during the earthquakes. Yeah, so there's lots of water, standing water. So this will be more mud related, which can potentially be an issue.
Imagine you're a responsible corporation and want to tap into an active geothermal zone. Would you use fracking? The most destructive method of resource extraction outside of blowing rocks up? Well, it appears that if your levels of accountability are questionable, the answer is a resounding yes. The only silver lining is, with these guys in charge, we'll never run out of work. At least until they blow up the whole planet. For now, they almost destroyed the local power plant and a nearby town. So, Your task is to check the damage and see if it can be fixed. And thus help devise countermeasures against more of the...
Can we just say it can't be fixed and then we've got map done?
As far as I'm concerned, those countermeasures should include a few execs getting thrown into the slammer for life. But who am I to suggest things, right?
Okay. Let's see what we're going to do. So this is the start area. And the only mission we have currently is explore the area nearby, which is over here. That's where we're heading. But this is our first base of operations. Northern Tunnel there, and our tunnel exit base, as it's called. Right. Let's go and see what damage is done. The Carolean may not necessarily be the best vehicle for this map because of the mud. Normally on sand it's really good. Mud it can be good, but sometimes it can also have issues. Whoa! So we'll see how this works. I want to follow the road where possible, I think. Obviously we can cut across here, but I think follow the road. We are going to open up more that way. But yeah, this road, if you have to do a convoy here, it could be problematic. It's just wet mud. The Carolean is handling it pretty well. There's a village over there, or at least some huts by the looks of things. It's always weird going onto a brand new map and restarting everything from scratch. It's when you need to find everything. And obviously you don't know the maps, you don't know what routes are easy to traverse, which ones aren't. Okay, we're here. It's very waterlogged here though.
Just look at that. All this damage and the radio towers of all things are still standing. Still, there's an awful lot of static on all the bands. So we'll probably encounter our usual share of comms problems. And speaking of problems, you probably noticed already, but this area with all its volcanic rock is best suited for tracked vehicles.
Ah, okay, the tracked vehicles are better here. Forward to that. Right, we've got another explore the area nearby, which wants us to go. Where does that want us to go? Oh, all the way down there. Wow, okay. That wants us to go a long way from where we are. There's a sand quarry there and a warehouse there. But yeah, that wants us to go all the way down here now. So we'll do that. We'll head there in a second. There's also a side mission here as well, which is bring logs to the sawmill. 15 logs we need delivered to the sawmill. We haven't actually found an area full of trees yet. 15 logs, that's a lot of logs, in all honesty. Okay, obviously we won't do that immediately. We'll do the explore one as we're already on it. And yeah, we need to find an area full of trees, ideally. Right, what is the best route here? So Kelly's telling us tracked vehicles are the best ones to use. Looks like we can go around this way. Although we can see the warehouse and quarry there, they're not fully open yet because we've not been past them. Although I actually don't think. Potentially that could swing round maybe. But yeah, we'll follow this road down over here, I think, and see where it takes us. But interesting that Kelly's telling us tracked vehicles are best. I would have said tracked vehicles aren't necessarily the best on mud, personally. We want to go straight here. There's a scalper. Is that a scalper there? Like the vehicle we've got. That are broken down. Oh, several of them, by the way. It looks like things. This might actually be a dead end this way. Yeah, I think it's a dead end. There's me thinking this was the way for us to head, but I don't think it is. So much water as well. So maybe draining some water away at some point. Right, we'll head back up and go the other way. Caroline is finding it really easy to traverse, so maybe she's right about track vehicles. Personally, I've found they can be problematic in flood water, but it could just be the Caroline's that good, to be fair. Alright, let's head this way left then. I think the worst thing about these conditions is going to be convoys. It's generally when we have issues. Jump there. So far, though, I wouldn't say the map looks too bad. But obviously, we don't know where we're taking things yet. It's very early days. I'm concerned that we would need wood, though, and there's no... I can't see a big area full of trees. Which is a concern. It's not a small amount of logs that need delivering, it's 15. So yeah, that's an issue at the minute. We need to find a big area full of trees, ideally. And yeah, the other thing I'm looking forward to is convoys. Okay. I think we are still going the right way. I'm just looking at where. So that road does go that way. We've come down here. Obviously, we don't know where that goes. There's still no big tree area. I am curious though. So over here where the sawmill, there was loads of piles of. I'm pretty sure they don't count. That one, logs. As it stands, I'm not seeing logs anywhere. There's no trees. So how are we delivering 15 logs? Currently, I'm not sure how we're going to do that. I'm assuming at some point we're going to see something that's going to help us figure that out. There's some trees over in the distance there, but again, it's in the distance. What's the bet? The trees are miles away. And we're going to get a lot close. We're going to get something closer to actually do it. At least we've got a vehicle and pick them up now, but yeah, I think it potentially could be a long way away from where we need them to be. Okay. I don't think this leads to where we're going, to be fair. Yeah, that's leading that way. We want to be going down. I don't think that leads that way. But it's opening up the map. I think, maybe trees there, to be fair. There's a few trees there by the looks of it. Let's keep following the road. We're already heading this way anyway. No harm in doing a bit of exploring, as that's what we're essentially doing to start with anyway. And there might be a left turn in a minute, which takes us more towards where we're going anyway. There's a patch of trees showing up on the map. Okay, so there's some trees over here. A lot of these trees have already been cut down though by the looks of things. Yeah, this whole area, a lot of the trees have been cut down. We can see some there. I think we've gone the wrong way in terms of where we're heading though. I think we can traverse this though. Yeah, lots of trees already cut. This would have been a massive forest, wouldn't it? A wooded area at least. Before it was all cut down. Good trees over there at least. I think this might be a dead end as well. We're going to have to get a vehicle here to cut the trees down. Was there a road over there? What if that is track? I don't think it is a track, is it? Looking at that. There's an opening here. There's a few trees here. It's not going to be 15 though. That's the downside. So I don't quite know where we're going to find the 15 from at this minute. But yeah, there's not 15 there, is there? We can buy things from the warehouse if we sell stuff. I'm pretty sure we can buy things from the warehouse. We can't find the resources. We may have to do that. Right, we need to go back on ourselves here. This is a dead end by the looks of things. We need to come back down here and take a right turn there by the looks of things. But at least that we now know where the trees are. My concern is it's not 15. But we'll have to figure that out in due course. We might, for the first time ever, we might have to sell stuff in the warehouse. to get what we need. Although we've got plenty of money, we haven't sold an item yet, so it'd be interesting to do it for the first time. Oh, I forgot, we did get a trophy for finishing Sojourn. I'm assuming it's finishing the map. Let's have a quick look to see what it says about the trophy. I'm pretty sure it'd be the map finish though. Well-oiled. Rehabilitate the region gas industry and logistics. There we go. I assumed it would be. Final map. Final map looks like it's going to be difficult. Sojourn I thought was really simple and easy. We had a really easy time with Sojourn, but this final map looks tricky, in all honesty. Deluge is still our worst map, most hated map. Whether this will be on the same level as Deluge, I don't know, to be fair. I don't think we've seen the full extent yet of the damage done by the earthquake, so I'm kind of glad we picked the Caroline, because it does work really well, to be fair. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what else we need to do here. The only thing I'm not looking forward to is convoys. I think they could be an interesting one. But yeah, Sojourn was really simple in the end. For a penultimate map, I didn't expect that. I thought it would be really tricky. But actually it wasn't too bad. Okay, so we need to take a right turn, I think, here, don't we? Oh, we need to take a right turn here. Well, the yellows are things that can be sold, to be fair. Plenty of that around. And head over there. I'm a little bit concerned about how some of the vehicles are going to manage in this terrain. Potentially the mule and Voron who do the majority of our work. Don't know how they're going to do with this. Obviously the Wayfarer is going to be a no-go, which is a concern if there's a convoy that wants you to use a Wayfarer. But yeah, that's definitely not going to be going anywhere in this. Where's my speed gone? Move speed whatsoever. What's going on with this? I think it just must be how deep the mud is, to be fair. Oh, it's not too bad. Yeah, tracks do seem to work okay here. I think the Malamute would have been okay. I think the rescue Minuteman would have probably been an issue, to be fair, with this terrain. And the Malamute would have been fine with its big tyres. It's not just the type of tyres you have on, whether tracks or wheels. I think it's also the weight of the vehicle makes a big difference as well. A lot of our scout vehicles are quite light. This is probably one of the heavier side ones, to be fair. Although it has got very good speed when it wants to. Still don't know how we're going to get 15 logs to where we want them at this point. So we need to figure out. That's the hole. Okay. So we're heading over there by the looks of things. And we've encountered our first problem. That's a hole. So that needs a bridge. That's kind of a given, isn't it? That needs a bridge. How are we getting across then? Or do we need to put a bridge straight away, maybe? There's actually a log there doing nothing. You can see it's flashing green. But yeah, we need to get down to here. There's also more logs over here as well. So, if we're stuck there without a bridge, we need to build a bridge now, don't we? Unless we can get across somewhere. So that looks like quite a bit of damage there as well. Can't see really anywhere we can get across currently. How deep is it, is the other question. I don't think we're just driving it. Let's go to the right here. Just see if there's anywhere to traverse across. If it's not very deep, we can just go in it, but can't really tell how deep it is. I know we have a terrain scanner, only goes to the edge of the water and then doesn't tell you any more. I don't think we're going to go that way either, are we? Looking at that. Maybe worth having a quick look over this way. Or we need to head. So that goes down into that bit there. What's our best bet here? Obviously, mission wants us to go across. We need a bridge. We can build any wooden bridge we want. The problem is we don't have much choice of where to get wood from. I wonder if we could buy it. Oh, there's wood here. Look, there's wood on the wood piles. That's interesting. We've not seen that before. Normally we have to cut trees down. Okay. Right, we know we do need 15 to the sawmill. If we make a bridge, that's taking wood away from that mission. Annoyingly. There's wood over here as well. There's 2 there. What about on these wood piles, any? None showing up. Oh, there's wood over here as well. There were 2 over there. Okay, so there's loose wood in different places. That's interesting. Right, I think we need a bit of bridge here no matter what, don't we? So let's set this up at the very least. Because no matter what, we need a bridge here. So, try and go in the middle here. Three logs needed. That looks about right, doesn't it? Double check. Yeah. So we need 3 logs to make that work. We have got a vehicle that we can use to pick up logs, which probably is our only option. 3. Where are we going to get 3 from? I don't want to pick them up from here, as we need 15 here, and if they're nearby, it's just easier to do the ones that are nearby, isn't it? There's 3 at the shop, the warehouse. The warehouse, is that where we sell things? I can't remember if it is. Let's get a vehicle out. There's 3 there, so we might as well take them from there first and foremost. I think. Unless there's any closer to where we're actually building. I don't think there is. There is one there, but it's not that close. No more flashing anywhere, is there? I've never seen loose trees to pick up before. We just haven't had it happen. So, just double checking there's nothing else we're missing when it comes to loose ones. No, I think we picked the loose 3 up from here, and then take them for the bridge, and then we can complete that bit. Now this will be a test to see if our vehicle we use for picking up logs can actually traverse the ground as easily. So for quite a while now we've struggled to pick up logs in different vehicles, and we finally found one we can use. The only issue is I can't remember which one it is. It's either the Prosecco or the Greenway, and I don't remember which one we found a lot easier than the other. I think, looking at the 2, let's just have a quick look at this one. It's not that one. I can tell by the V's. I think it's the Prosecco. Is it that one? I don't remember now which one it is. What's the difference in the 2? 4324, 4355. Greenway is meant to be better. Is there any new ones in the shop now we've got max level, I wonder? That's a grabber loader, but that doesn't actually transport them. Log forwarder there. We've got the Cronenwork log forwarder. We've not tried that one before. Is it worth buying a new one to give it a go, maybe? Log grabber loader, tree harvester, a new stump mulcher, tree harvester, log grabber, stump mulcher. We've got the Grasser Greenway. That's that one. So Cronenwork seems to be the only one we've not got. I struggle a little bit with these, but I think let's give it a go. Let's buy the Cronenwork and see what it's like. It's not as good as the Greenway, according to that. That's a 3235, and I think the one's a 4355. It's not as good, but I want to own every vehicle. So we'll give it a go and see what happens. The only thing is, I do struggle with these, so this will be interesting. But yeah, it's not as good as the one in there, it seems. Right, so from here, we need to head out here, follow the track down to here, come all the way round down here. Interestingly. There's none. I did actually check near our base operations. There's no loose logs here, is there? Lots of things to sell. I'm not seeing any loose logs anywhere. Would have been nice to pick a few up, wouldn't it? Yeah, so we haven't been north yet, but we'll get to that, I'm sure. So, let's see how we do with this, as it's a new vehicle for us to actually try out. Mr. Joker, good morning, how are you? I will say first and foremost, it's rubbish, got a rubbish turning circle. It's how it deals with the terrain. We may fail on the terrain after you get a different vehicle out, to be fair. Yeah, turning circle isn't brilliant. Doing okay with the mud so far. Thank you for the like, followers, much appreciated. But yeah, not a simple one, this one. That goes right there. Where does that take us? Up here. It does bring us down there. So instead of going all the way around that way, you can come down this way, I think, by the looks of things. There's a track there, isn't it? Open ROM. I don't know what ROM is. What's ROM? Yeah, I don't know what you mean by ROM. So we can get down this way, it seems. Let's go into the map. It does go down. It does indeed go down there. A bit steeper than our other route. The turning circle of this doesn't help, to be fair. In fact, this probably isn't the best way to go if we're turning right at the bottom. Yeah, that's definitely not the way to go if you want to turn right. Yeah, well, there was definitely a better way of doing it, I'm sure. Okay, let's go and pick these loose logs up. Still don't quite know how we're going to do the 15 yet. We need to find a big forest somewhere. Whoa! What happened there? Managed to save ourselves. But yeah, that was kind of just got out of balance on the mud, it seemed. I wasn't expecting the log forward to fall over, to be fair. Just seemed to get unbalanced. Right, we're heading down there for the loose logs. Don't know if that's open for buying and selling. As I say, we'll find out very quickly if we can use this vehicle or not. We did have the other one we could work nicely. There's a chance this is rubbish, but we'll see. Stats wise, it isn't as good as the Greenway, but I want to own every vehicle at some point, so we're going to try and use these things where possible. It's not always about using the best vehicle, it's trying new things out. It is traversing the ground pretty well, other than the little slip there. It's handling the mud and the water quite well, I think. The big tyres probably really help. Okay, in here should be some loose logs just to pick up. Concern is the 15, to be honest. There's going to be a convoy out of here at some point, hence the yellow door. You can always tell where convoys will be because of the yellow doors. Right, where are loose logs in here? There's two on the top there, and one on there. So we actually, I thought the warehouse was where we can buy things, but I don't think it is. To be fair. Right, if we go around this way. And then the crane should be able to get all three in one go, I hope. Okay, we're going to see how good this crane is very quickly here by the looks of things. Right. Anchors out, crane out. Right, where is the loose one this side? I think it's there actually. There we go. Not as close to it as I would have liked. You can already tell this crane could be an issue. Am I on the right? I'm not even on the right one. That isn't a loose one. It's more to the left. I think is it that one? I think it's that one. The first time seeing loose logs, to be fair. No, that's not a loose one. It's the middle one there. Which one of these is loose? We're right over it now. I mean, it's that white one there. Yeah, it's that white one there. I knew it was going to be an issue to grab. Look how it's because it's so tight to the others. There we go. Straight away I'd say this isn't as easy to use as the other one that we've used previously. Definitely not as easy to use. For me anyway. I think everyone will have their own favourites, won't they? Right, we've got two loose ones on the left here. Trying to find loose logs is so tricky. Especially when they're surrounded by other logs. Because they don't necessarily show up. But I think it's that white one there. That one doesn't move, did it? Don't think it is that one. I think it is that one actually. It is that one. Okay. Just need to get in the right way to grab it. There we go. Yeah, I thought the warehouse was where we buy things from, but I don't think it is. I think I'm getting confused with a different name for something else. Okay, second log in. There we go. Well, where's our third loose log? We're right above it, supposedly. It's so tricky to see these. I'm not right above actually. I think it's this one to the left, this big one over here. So tricky to see them though. I think it's this one. Yeah, it is. Oh, we dropped it. What was I wanting to do? Okay. Need to go up, spin it round. think we're there. Okay. Strap them down. And then bolt crane, anchors. We've got our 3 logs on board. We can now go and make this bridge. We just need to head towards the scout vehicle, build the bridge, and then we can carry on for that mission. My concern, obviously, so this one definitely isn't as nice to use as the one we've been using previously. Obviously, the stats do to give you some idea of what's good and what's not. It's the crane's a bit fiddly compared to one. I just don't know what it is about the other one, but the crane is so much nicer. It does say capability for this was a 3, whereas the Greenway's a 5. So there is an obvious difference, I believe, in them. It's not unworkable though. We did manage to use it, which is for me, and it's been tricky previously. It's still a good thing. Right, we need to get back to this road here, and we're basically following it all the way down. That's where we're heading, and that'll be the bridge made. But I still don't know how we're going to get 15 logs. I don't know where we're getting them all from. I really don't. I don't think there's a tracked log forwarder either. I know Kelly was saying tracks are better here. But yeah, there isn't. I don't think there's a tracked log forwarder that I've seen. So it has to be wheels only. We have got a few tracked vehicles now that work quite well, so I have to be using those more. The actual machines, I can't remember what they're called. The ones that actually have the big grabber on the front of them to pick up logs. I don't really see the use for them, to be honest. But surely you'd just want to load with the crane on board these. Unless I suppose you can put them on a flatbed, maybe. But it's just easier loading logs with one of these, surely. So there must be a point to them. We have used them or tried to use them in the past. But yeah, when moving logs, I suppose it's easier doing this. Unless, of course, you're piling them up for something, then maybe the grabber's better for that. But I just don't see it. Okay, just gonna keep following the road. It is muddy, it's slow going. I can see us having to build loads of roads here, I really can. Unless the conditions improve over time. Right, there's a bridge that's coming up ahead of us. But yeah, it does look like logs are scarce at the minute. Hopefully, obviously, that improves, but seeing loose ones for the first time is an interesting one. But we need 15 from somewhere. But we're here. The bridge is built. I need to park this somewhere out the way for a minute. Let's go up here, I think. Right, now we can get the Carolean across. Hopefully there's not a max amount of logs on the map. And we needed those 3 for the actual log place. Because that would be an issue. They can't be not enough, surely. We can cut the trees down we found anyway. Right, what have we got here? This is told us to come here, so this is where we are. There's obviously going to be a convoy at some point. The yellow doors kind of tell us that. Quite a tight route round, isn't it? Ah, okay, that's a dead end. I'm assuming there was another entrance. But that's a dead end currently. Lots of metal barrels around. Yeah, at some point there'll be a convoy from here. Which is a bit worrying, considering they stay on the floor, the ground. I say floor. The actual surface we're driving on. Right. What is this? What is this place? Is this their fracking operation, maybe? I've never really seen fracking, so I don't really know what the buildings are like, to be honest. This could be their fracking buildings, to be fair. That's where we're heading there. Alright, see what Kelly says. We've made it.
Well, now we know the general extent of the damage. Certainly nothing you can fix overnight, especially since there's no source of lumber anywhere around here. But they do have a sawmill, which probably explains why there's not a single
Okay.
site. Not much in the way of forests around here, so you'll need to get some wood shipments from our neighbors. They don't have a mill, but they do have some wood left. To here. First, you'll need to clean up the mess at the sawmill's garage entrance. Next, deliver some replacement equipment from the logistics terminal. Then, plan a route from the northern tunnel to the warehouse to deliver the logs. And
Right,
finally,
so we can get logs delivered
make
for
sure
us.
the logistics terminal can actually be of some use. The terminal itself seems to be fine, but its driveways are all a fine mess.
So the 15 logs we need delivered to us first from our neighbours. Let's have a look. So what have we got? Objective-wise, we've got organised operations at the sawmill, which is over here. With that, we've got to clear this area of objects using a crane, and then we need to plan a route from. This is the logistics terminal. It's not their fracking operations. So a route from here to the sawmill. That's going to be dodgy based on how that road is. I'm hoping if they're using a wayfarer, we're in trouble because it won't make it. That's one of the main objectives. Prepare the logistics terminal area itself. Clear the area there. Clear the area there, and reach that location. So we just need to reach there with the Carolean. Why can't we get there currently? That's my question. There must be a reason. Oh, okay. If we there's no gate. There is over here. There's a land bridge. So that's where we need to get to. Okay, that's fairly simple. Plan a route from the northern tunnel to the warehouse. So that's northern tunnel's here, and the warehouse is there. Again, depending what vehicle they're using, that will give us 30 wood though. If we did that, that's what we need. 15 for the sawmill. So that's 30 wood. That one there. Infrastructure-wise, there is one build a road place. Where's that building the road? Down there. Oh, further down. So we don't know what's down here yet. Steel pipes facility is here. Obviously, it's not up and running yet. We need to clear the area first to start that off, I believe. Any side missions? No, just the logs. Okay. My concern with this one is we can plan the route, and it's going to depend on what vehicle they're using, whether it makes it or not. The geothermal. There's a crane there we can use. Although we're going to have to get across here. I think we can use those to get across, to be fair. Looking at that. The main thing to look for at the minute, central distribution and substation. Sand pit. That's the geothermal station there. I'm sure we'll have to take things there at some point. Yeah, my concern is more the surface. We'll set this route up from the northern tunnel to the warehouse and see what happens. I don't know if it's going to make it or not, but I think we can set up at the very least, see what happens. We can send a big crane to the sawmill to clear there as well, before planning a route. Before we plan that route, we may have to clear the area from here. Maybe not actually. That is doable. Now we've got a bridge there. That is doable as well. Okay, we might plan the routes as well and just see what happens. Obviously, they could go wrong. This does give us 2 logs as well, this one. But unless we're building a road everywhere, I'm hoping they've got vehicles that can traverse. Okay, so we get 2 logs per truck that delivers here. Again, the start is fairly simple. That's not a wayfarer. Okay, good. If it was a wayfarer, it wouldn't make it. So at least it's not a wayfarer. That's the main thing. Doesn't mean it's still going to find it easy, because this whole route is going to be muddy, and this one isn't a tracked vehicle, it's wheels, so it still could have issues. But all we can do is set it up and see how it does. We need to go down here, don't we? Yeah, we need to go this way. I think with a lot of these, if you just set the routes up and see where the problem areas are, then you can then make an informed decision on how we solve those. We need to turn here, that's the annoying thing. Yeah, I don't know how if it'll make that turn that well. That might need adjusting once it starts. But yeah, it's all going to depend on the vehicles they're using. Can they traverse mud? And if so, brilliant. If they can't, we're going to be building a lot of roads, which will take a lot of time. But hopefully, we don't need to build every road. Normally, with our vehicles, we'll persevere and get through, but when it's the AI, although I've been praising the AI to be fair, but they can also be a bit silly at times. Like using the Wayfarer vehicle at any time is just silly. At the end of the day. Right, that's where it's going. And that will give us logs and storage. So let's start that one off. Again, it may fail. If it does, we'll look at why. There is a second route to plot. That's that one there. So the route is logistics terminal to sawmill. So the logistics terminal's there. Sawmill's up there. We've built a bridge, so I think that's a start. Again, we'll get this one off and running and see what happens. If there's any major issues, then we can then see where the problematic areas are. Essentially. Again, it's not using a Wayfarer. That's a good start. Do not want to see a Wayfarer on this map at all. But yeah, the more these roads are churned up as well, but the more they're being used, that could also cause us more issues. Okay, up here. It's quite a way to go, isn't it? I don't realise how far they've got to actually traverse. Drive, essentially. The only issue also here is there is a vehicle coming towards it. And the routes aren't very wide, so getting them to miss each other could be an issue. Are we going here? Not down there. Obviously we want to go to the right here, don't we? Just trying to see, well, there's another way to send it that would avoid the other vehicle, but I don't think there is. That might be a bit tight for it. Because this is going to be very tight. They hit each other, they'll fail, and then it will be a case of set one off again, and then wait to set the other one off again. Okay. Again, this is very muddy here. We're hoping it can get there. Where's their endpoint? Down here. I think we also need to clear that area as well. I think that's one of the missions is to clear. We'll send it off to see what it does. As I say, all that can happen is it can go wrong, can't it? So yeah, we also need a crane there to clear that area then as well. While the route's ongoing, we'll start with that one. So we'll grab a big crane from a base. So we'll go into the shop just to look at cranes for a second and see if there's any new ones we can use. We've got the compact crane there, which is tracked. I've got the heavy mobile crane. The cargo grab crane truck, we've not got that one. Looking at that, that's going to be rubbish. Tracked heavy grab crane. Look at that one as a heavy. We might actually buy that in a second. We've got the normal tracked heavy crane, which has got a different front part. Oh, this is a grabber actually, so we won't be using that just yet. That's a grabber, so that's going to be used differently. Mobile heavy. We're not going to buy the kit for the mule until we actually get to DLC. So yeah, heavy crane's probably a way to go here. The compact crane is good, but it can only lift 10 tons, whereas the heavy crane can lift a lot more. That can lift 60 ton. So I think we need the bigger crane. So there isn't any new ones really to buy. To be fair, I think the EPEC's the better one. We have got the what's that 35 ton that one can carry, the tracked one. We'll see if the EPEC can make it. Just double checking. 4335, and this one is 4355. That's one we'll use. Did something fail? It didn't say fail. It did fail. Where did it fail? There. We don't know why. So there's no obvious reason why it failed there. Oh, it dives down. Look at that. It failed because of the mud. Okay. Oh, yeah, where the bridge is, it's just the way the ground is. It actually comes down quite heavily. And that is very muddy there. We might need to lay sand down, you know, on a lot of this. Yeah, potentially we need sand. Failed again. Yeah, I think we might need sand there, looking at that. There is a quarry there, so we should be fine in that regard. Just double check. No, we're not fine. It's miles away from there. And the other route failed as well. Where does this one get stuck? Got stuck there, did it? This is the one we actually want to make it, because this is the one that gives us more the logs, to be fair. So we do want this one to make it, ideally. More than the other one, although the other one is mission rated, obviously. To see what the issue is. 2 vehicles. Sliding around. It's just mud. And that's the issue, isn't it? There's just a lot of mud everywhere. I think we need sand in a lot of places. Yeah, they're not going to make it. Right. We'll deal with those in a second. I think we're going to need to lay a lot of sand down. Let's do what we can do first and foremost, though. And that is the crane we've just got out over here. We need to head to the sawmill, clear that area there. We may not make it in this. We may find we actually need sand close to the home, but we'll see. It does look currently like we need lots of sand. So we need to come out here and follow this round, don't we? But yeah, even this is having a few issues. Look at that. You can't be laying tarmac everywhere, surely. That's the thing. Them convoys, I can't put tarmac everywhere. It'd take forever to get everything done. But we may not have a choice, though. Obviously, we can put the sand down first and foremost, see if that helps. But not sure. I don't really want to lay tarmac everywhere. That'd be ridiculous. But if needs must, we won't have a choice. But let's at least do something first. Then we will have to lay sand down, I think. The one going to the warehouse is priority, because that's the one that gives us logs for the mission here, 15 logs. So I think that is the priority, more than anything else. Wait a second. I just got an alert pop up on the laptop. There you go. Yeah, even this bit here is just horrendous. This is whether sand will be enough or not. That is the big question. But yeah, so bad everywhere. And the problem is we lay asphalt down and then we find we're going to do power to places. That can be problematic as well. You want to lay the power first, essentially, before laying a road anywhere. We may have to look at that first and see. If we are going to need to do that, then do it first. Right, we're going to move everything out of this area, it seems. Yeah.
Want to hear something funny? While you were driving, I found some more info on this sawmill here. Guess why there's no wood around here and why the mill was broken even before the...
Why was it broken?
The owners ran it at triple capacity
Oh,
time.
wow.
Hint 2. They never bothered with equipment maintenance.
That'd be an issue.
Give them credit. They had a strategy and they stuck to it. The miracle of optimization. I'd find it more funny if we didn't have to fix it.
That's the thing, we have to fix it. Right, we don't want to block any roads by doing this. And there is a road going that way. So we're going to move these somewhere without blocking it. I'm guessing we need to get to these doorways because they're yellow at some point for convoys. So this all needs moving and them doors need to be free. There is some wood here that we may need to move. That we can get to from there, I think. We've got a few things we can put in the corner here. Just try not to put anything in the way of anything else is my thinking. Right, cars first. I'm just going to move them to the side over here, I think. For the time being. Might be a case of stacking as far as we can there and then move as far as what they'll reach. Obviously we can recycle the cars, but they're quite heavy to transport. For most time we don't really use them for recycling them just because of transporting them is a pain. Although we have got the light transporter, to be fair, that might be worth using on these cars maybe. We're going to recycle them. For the minute they can go over here. There we go. There we go. Two of the cars out of the way. In terms of containers, we'll move the containers as well. What else have we got to move? Over this side. Containers and vans. There's another van over there as well. Do we need to move to grab the van or can we reach it? Got quite a good reach this has. There we go. I did wonder maybe we could. We can put that with the other cars. This can go that over this way. They're basically scrap metal anyway, aren't they? So we don't have to be careful with them or anything. Right, what's next? And them containers there will need moving. We've got two containers on the left as well. Have we got space to that side of it? I think there is space here. I think we can utilise, especially with the containers. So let's do this. So we're going to reverse it back. Weird driving it using the camera crane, I must admit. I'm hoping I can reach there. So my thinking is we can put them over there. We can probably put them on top of the building, to be fair. Don't know if that would be a little bit cheating by putting them on top of the building. But they'll be out of the area at the very least. Just on the building. So we can't recycle these, so we just want them out of the way, really. That's fine. Don't need to use a side door. I'm sure no one needs to get in that side door. Okay. One thing I'm stacking them here, I think. The rain's coming down, which isn't helpful, considering how bad the mud is everywhere anyway. That move, or is that solid? Low enough yet. Okay, that's solid. Okay. Right. We can put one on top of that. Well, that rain is really coming down. But yeah, I think we're going to be laying the sand a lot. The scalper might actually come in handy because also the quarries aren't easy to get to, it seems. Right, one more to go on this side. And then yeah, we're going to need to look at that route because I want to get we want the logs here sooner rather than later, really. I don't know if it'll stay on there. We probably need a bit more to the left. Come on, drag across. It's there. Okay, what have we got? Cars and 2 there. Really want to be the other side because we can utilise the other side of it more, I think. If we reverse round, we can utilise the space on the other side. So they're out of the area. Again, the cars potentially can be recycled when we need to recycle stuff. Potentially. Why are we getting stuck there? I mean, the crane now does make it a bit unsteady. And the direction of travel is a little bit weird. I think you're going the right way and you're not. Right. Lots of recycling stuff there as well. Right, what I'm thinking we'll do, anchors are down. Move the containers first. We're going to put them to the left of where we are. And then the cars will go maybe on the containers potentially. We fully extended, that's why. Wonder why it's having an issue. We're fully extended, that's why it's struggling a little bit. Right, let's bring it around. So my thinking is we put them along here. Well, actually we can put them on top of that container there, to be fair. We want to make sure we're not blocking anything at the end of the day. If we need metal, I want to be able to get to it. So no blocking anything if possible. There we go. One there. Could potentially put that one on top of the house, on top of the building there. If we wanted to. Right, container, we've got 2 cars to do. What if I can I go high enough to put this one on top of the one we just did, I wonder? We may have the height, hopefully. Bit of a strain on the crane, but I'm hoping we can get the height. We've got the height to do this. We're above it, so we can. Trying to keep it straight. Right, down there I think. Alright, spin it around. There we go. Three on top of each other there. Right, we've got 2 cars to move. And then that's this bit done. And then we're going to need to look at this convoy, which means sand. Rain's stopping at least. Right, first vehicle. be honest, these can go anywhere as long as they're out of the area. Bring it around here though. If anything, I just want to make sure they're not blocking us where we want other stuff. That's the big thing. As long as nothing's being blocked, it's fine. Right, last car, and then I think that's area clear. And that's half the mission done. Then we need to look at this convoy and how it's going to get to here. It should complete the minute it's out, to be fair. There we go, that's our part done. Now it's the convoy to sort out. Geronimo, there we go. Okay. So that is the area now clear. So it's the convoy we want to have a look at, which is this one here. So that's coming from here and getting stuck. I think we need sand. The annoying thing is I think we need sand everywhere, which is a problem. Although this seems not too bad there. That does seem the worst point there, to be honest. Until they actually start moving, I don't know where else we'll need it. The annoying thing is it's going to be a lot of sand, isn't it? If we have a look where our quarries are. So there's a quarry here that we can utilise. But down here, there is, but we need tokens and we haven't got any. So we need to activate that with tokens. We don't have any. Is there any sandy areas we can put our machine? That's more mud than sand, isn't it? I'm trying to see if there's... Because if there's sandy areas where we can put our machine, potentially here, although I don't think it's going to do too much of that circle. Because the sand, we could use that. The machine with a scalper will give us bigger area to use from, but it needs to be placed on the sand itself. And it can be very picky about what you put it on. Just see if there's anything. See, there's sand here. I don't know how much of a circle that would give us by putting it there. Maybe more than what it currently is, though. There's definitely sand there, isn't there? So we haven't got the tokens to use this quarry over here. This sand pit, we haven't got the tokens. What objectives gives us the tokens? That doesn't give us tokens. Does that give us tokens? No, it gives us wood, and we know this one gives us wood. Okay. What does that give us? So none of the missions currently give us tokens. So I think a scalper is the best bet. And yeah, we're going to have to drive the scalper then down to the sand quarry. We're going to park it roughly here. And hopefully that extends the area we want to use. Don't think there's much other choice than that, to be honest. It doesn't come into that. What does it come under? That's wood. I don't know what the scalp actually comes under, to be fair. It comes under there. Okay. I don't think there is another scalper, to be fair. Let's have a quick look. Obviously, DLC vehicles we're not touching yet, so ignore the bridge layers. Scalper trailer we've not used yet. Mobile scalper is what we're looking at. Light equipment transport there. We haven't got mobile base operating. That's the expensive one. That's really good. Or looks good. We haven't actually used it yet. So yeah, our scalper that we own is the only scalper. So let's deploy that. Obviously, this needs to get there. This is what do you mean? This is storage. Okay, for some reason it was showing us storage, and this doesn't do storage. It's a scalper. Obviously, we've not really traversed this kind of terrain in this before, so it'd be interesting to see how this does with it. Not too bad. Yeah, I think we're going to be doing a lot of sand laying by looks of things. Not necessarily tarmac, just sand to start with. We'll see how it goes. If sand works on its own, it saves us having to do tarmac. But then if it struggles, we'll still need tarmac. Right, from here we want to be going all the way around, isn't it? There's not a quicker way down. Obviously we can go this way, but then if we're turning this way, although you can come this way maybe. But I think that's a tighter turn, you know. But that is round on yourself and back down. This hasn't got a massive turning circle, that's the only thing I'm thinking. Yeah, it's a little bit slow on the terrain, but that's to be expected how bad it is. But yeah, we're going to get this near sand and try to make that quarry, the actual area, bigger that we can utilise. We use this for the first time on Sojourn. It worked really well in the end. Can we get down there? I thought we can. Shortcut down, essentially. Oh, that actually worked really well. I made the turn. Nice. I wasn't sure I was going to make that, to be fair. So we're just going to try and extend the quarry reach by using the scalp on a sand pile. That's the aim anyway. Let's see if it allows us to. What are we stuck on? I don't know what we're stuck on there. I didn't like it. I think it could just be the surface we're on, to be fair. It's not the best. We have also got the heavy, what do you call it? The heavy dumper, that's what I'm after. So that will also give us more range if we need to. We can always use both. We have the rusty version as well as the normal version. The rusty version we can use as a quarry and then use the bigger version to actually put it down, potentially. Okay. So this is where we're heading. Is that sand though? It looks like, it does look like sand, but is it sand? Because obviously that's sand there. I don't actually know if that's sand over there, to be fair. A plan may not work if that's not sand. Obviously sand there. I don't know if that's sand or not. It's white, not yellowy. I don't think it's sand, is it? That's where we're heading, where the lumps are. But I don't think that's sand. Right, if that's not sand then. That is sand there, but this isn't going to give us any extra radius then, is it? Our plan isn't going to work, I don't think. So there would have made the circle slightly bigger, was my thinking. I don't know if that's sandy enough for it. That's the thing. There are some sandy areas, but it's whether they're big enough sand areas for it to say, yeah, that's fine. Well, all we can do is try, maybe. Because, yeah, that quarry just doesn't reach what we need. We could put a big dumper roughly here. That will give us some more range. Won't be massive, though. That's the only thing. I want to see if we can drive this potentially to here and see if it'll use that. We will still try it, I think, there as well. It doesn't look like sand, which is my concern, but we'll try it and see. If it does work, brilliant. If it doesn't, we'll try a different area. We just need to, because we can't get any tokens, we can't get any tokens at the minute. We need to see if we can make these sand areas bigger using some of our other vehicles. But yeah, I don't think it's going to say this is sand for a start. I think this will say it's rock. Right, will it let me do it? No. Not sand surface. I didn't think it was. Originally, on the map, we did think it was a sand surface, but actually now it's not. Now we can see it up close. But I'm hoping there's some sandy areas on the left here, further on. On the map they look sandy, but there's no guarantee they are though. It's the only problem. This is having some issue with the terrain as well. Low gear on this, see if that helps. These areas that we look sandy on the map, I don't think they are actually. So I was thinking over here, this area looks sandy, but looking actually up close, don't think it is. I think the mobile scalper is kind of pointless. I don't think it's going to help us. Yeah, I think it's not going to help us. Let's recover it. There's no point in being out. Yeah, tunnel exit base. So, slight issue there. With the vehicles, there's no point using it. It's not going to help us at this point. So, what we need then is we'll recall it for start. That's out the way. We need our big dumper essentially, don't we? Let's go there or there. What those? Yeah, roads is the right one, isn't it? So we've got our big dumper, the Tiger. Not the Tiger, the Bacow is our big dumper. Is there any others in the shop we've not used yet? Dumper wise? Obviously, Bacow, the Tiger. There's a dump truck there that's small, I think, isn't it? Yeah, it's tiny. It's tracked though. We may find tracks are the way to go. It may be smaller. There's a tracked heavy dumper there, DLC, so we can't use that yet. I think that's all of our dumpers though, isn't it? Yeah, so the Bacow is our go-to. We'll use the tracked grader as well. That's not the heavy one, is it? No, it's not the heavy. Ah, we're not getting the right vehicles though for some reason. We want the Bacow. That's the one we want. That's better. Right, we'll go down to where we built the bridge. Put some sand there, and then go from there. I don't know how much we need and where, to be fair, because obviously there's lots of areas that are really bad. This area here being one of them, to be honest. Might be worth laying sand here as well. Do we just lay sand everywhere? That's the thing, isn't it? It could just be a case we lay sand everywhere there's mud and hope it's the best. I'm gonna lay. We can actually refill this where we are, so we'll lay some sand down here. Help some of our vehicles when they first leave. It makes sense to make our life a little bit easier with some sand as well, not just for the convoys and things. We can use one of these as a mobile quarry if we wanted to. That would increase the range of the quarry as well. Might be worth a look if we need to. Just in case you have vehicles that can take this a bit tighter, we'll do a bit more sand here. But yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't want to build roads everywhere if we don't have to. So I think the sand to start will be a good start. And then we'll decide from there. Because over time the sand will not be good enough, it will degrade. That's the thing. Yeah, this bit's quite muddy here. Come back a bit. Didn't really lay any sand there, didn't really come out with it. Well, I'm not a massive fan of laying sand personally. Just struggle to get an even load more than anything else. Right, let's refill. Do we still need to keep going here? Potentially. It is still, everywhere we go is muddy. That's the thing. From here we want to be going... I just had a thought, why am I not using that? Let's just turn that, move that off for a second. There's a route down this way. It doesn't go down there, does it? That's the shortcut there we used. So a lot of this bit I think will be fine for the convoy to traverse. I don't know how bad it is near the actual sawmill itself, to be fair. But even a light dusting of sand may just be enough to help us, to be honest. Right, that can refill while we're moving. Yeah, a light dusting may just be enough just to keep everything moving, to be fair. It may not need full roads. Okay. I think this bit's fine. I think we'll take the right turn here and have a look. We're working our way all the way back down to the bridge, essentially, to see if it needs all of it. But yeah. My concern is we're going to use a lot of sand here. And the more routes are used, the worse they're going to be over time. That's the thing. So they are only going to get worse as time goes on. How bad's this bit? If every dump truck starts struggling, we know it definitely needs sand. I think this bit's okay, to be fair. It's quite a sandy area, not as muddy as some of the other places. Although saying that, we're actually getting stuck. What's going on there? Maybe we need some sand here as well, though. I thought this would be alright here. Okay, we'll put a bit of sand down here as well then. Yeah, if the sand doesn't work and it degrades, we'll have to put tarmac. But I'd like to avoid it if we can, just because it will take forever to tarmac everywhere. But this, gone is Sojourn that we found really simple to traverse. Moving on to the final map in the base game, definitely different. And there's definitely going to be a lot more to get around, it seems. KDS told us track vehicles work best. But we don't have a dumper truck. That's good, that's tracked. The one in the store is DLC and we won't touch until we start DLC. That's the thing. I might as well carry on this bit of sand we've done here. Definitely not the best at laying sand evenly. Anywhere there's sign of mud, put sand down. Right, reload. This is when we're going to get to the edge of the quarry and we're going to have to come back on ourselves each time to fill up. The quarry goes quite a way, but we're heading all the way down to the bridge down here. Because we're having an issue immediately here, so. And most of that I think will need sand. It may be worth bringing out the rusty heavy dumper, to try and extend the reach of the quarry, to be fair. We'll see in a minute. If it doesn't take too long to get them back and forth, it's not too bad. Obviously, if it takes too much time, using the mobile quarry element will be better. Yeah, all this is all mud. If it wasn't for the convoys, this wouldn't be as big a deal, but with the convoys are struggling to progress anywhere, and we need them for woods and everything else, so. My only, like I said, the concern, I don't want to lay a road down. One being if we have to place electricity cables anywhere, it would mean digging up the road we've built, which kind of defeats the point of building it. So I don't want to put road down if we don't have to. Again, we may have to because the sand itself may not be enough, but I'm hoping it is in most areas. Just on the basis that I don't want to have to destroy a road to lay cable if we have to put power anywhere. Why is that not coming out? There we go. So we'll start with the sand, see what happens. If it's still not good enough, then we won't have a choice but to lay tarmac everywhere. At least the sand will already be there, to be fair. So if the sand's already there, it does make laying tarmac a bit quicker. This I find the worst part is the sand. Right, this definitely needs it here. That needed a lot in a small area, didn't it, there? Right, we're still in quarry range, although we're not far from being out of it, to be fair. We're not a million miles away from the bridge, but it's still obviously time consuming. We still need the grader out as well. Okay. Might as well keep going here. You can see where the line water is, so we might as well keep going. Still in quarry range. We must be getting close to the end of the quarry. Oh, actually not too bad, actually. What's the bad? We need to lay a proper road. Is it worth doing it immediately without even worrying about testing the sand? I don't know if it is, to be fair. I'm in two minds whether maybe it's better just to go straight and just lay tarmac. They're not wayfarers, so they're using other vehicles, so I think they'll be fine on sand itself. Whereas the wayfarer does still struggle on sand. But the actual convoys aren't using wayfarers, luckily. I love how the water moves when you put sand down as well. Just one of those little details you notice. The other bit we will probably need to lay sand is the sawmill, but we'll leave that until we get the convoy at least moving. So we've had areas where even the dumper itself is struggling, so it does show it's bad. We are using a lot of sand. Being the final map, I'm not surprised it's like this, to be fair. Thanks for the like, brother, was much appreciated. As it is the final map, yeah, this isn't surprising, I suppose. We should have expected it not to be simple. Sojourn was so easy, though, that we kind of flew through Sojourn. I think we did Sojourn the quickest out of all the maps. And being the penultimate one, I wasn't expecting to be that simple. But yeah, as this is the final map of the base game, I'm not surprised. Okay. I don't know if we're still in range. I might just about be, I think. Yeah. How far can we go? Okay, so just past this water area here is when we'll start having to come back on ourselves. Essentially. And we've got all this to do. It looks quite a lot on the map, but actually I don't think it's too bad. Not as far as you think. The map can, as I said before, can be really deceiving at times. Okay, I think we are still in the zone here. No, I'm not in it. Beach myself on the sand. This is the only downside to having to go back on ourselves for sand. How close are we to it? Oh, we're actually further away than what I thought. I thought it was a lot closer than that. Just about there. So it's basically this telegraph pole here. Might need more sand down on this water area, to be fair. That might require more. To be fair, I wonder if we should start laying it from the other way now, from the bridge this way. Only because it would make it easier to come and get more sand. Yeah, I think let's do that. Because we know we have to come back on ourselves. Come on. We can get the grip. There we go. So we'll go to the bridge where we're gonna, and then we'll start laying from there. And that'll be an easier drive to get more. As long as, of course, this can traverse this way. But when the dumper's struggling, everything else will struggle. Other than the scout vehicle, because it's tracked, obviously. Carolean made this look easy. Come on, I don't want to have to pull you out of the Carolean if I can avoid it. Oh, there's our bridge. But yeah, I didn't actually realise there was a big drop from the bridge down as well. We didn't notice that until the convoy started. And it got stuck. The annoying thing is we've got to keep going back and forth here for sand. It's a shame we couldn't get the scalper in a decent position, to be fair. That would have made life so much easier. Oh, for time. Oh wow, time's flying. Half an hour left. We do need to turn around if we can. How are you stuck there? We just drove onto it. Basically, you want to start at the bridge, essentially. And it is going to be this whole route by the looks of things. Because the Carolean found it so easy to traverse, I kind of didn't really think too much of it. It went sideways. I didn't think this was as bad to traverse because the Carolean, its track was so easy. Okay. If we had the tokens, we could activate the sandpit nearby, but obviously we haven't got any yet. So, how far? Oh wow, we've got quite a bit to do, haven't we? Then looking at that. Didn't think it was as much as that, but actually it's quite a lot. So you keep traversing backwards and forwards just for sand. It's further than you think. But the convoy won't make it without us doing this, so we haven't got a choice, to be fair. We need the wood from the convoy, as there's no trees. We need to get that telegraph pole there for it to actually give us sand. Come on. And maybe upgrading this now, just so this can actually traverse it a bit easier, maybe. We'll see how we don't go, but yeah, it might be worth grading this bit anyway, before we lay the rest, just so we can keep coming back and forwards a bit easier. There's no quicker way of doing this that I can see. Obviously we could use this as a mobile quarry, but either way, the reach isn't going to be amazing. And I think if you use a normal dumper truck with a heavy truck as a mobile quarry, you get 4 loads from a smaller dumper before you then have to refill the heavy. Now, unless we can find somewhere to turn around, we are reversing all the way. But as the ground is so saturated, actually turning is not going to be easy, is it? Going backwards isn't easy either. Come on. E-Flag, good morning, how are you? I will say, Monday stream where we had to stop early because I was near enough asleep. Today's feel completely different, it's weird. I don't know what was going on Monday. I'm not too bad, thank you, not too bad at all. Better day today. Probably the best day of the week so far. Today, so that's a good thing. Pain is manageable. My foot's not twice the size it should be at the minute, which is a bonus. Yeah, all round, all good. Glad you're great as well, it's good to hear. Thank you for liking the videos, much appreciated. Right. More sand. Always more sand. Lost a load to the side there, that's not ideal. It's not coming out though, is that? Come on. I'm still considering tarmac or not, I don't know. I was adamant I wasn't going to lay tarmac, but now I'm in two minds. Seeing how bad this is to traverse, I don't know how long the sand will last before it's no good. Which is making me think maybe we do need to make a proper road out of it. And it's going to be the main route by the looks of things for a lot of our work. It does seem we're going to be heading this way quite a lot. So maybe we do need to make a proper road out of it. Which wasn't my first intention, but I don't think I have much choice. Because if we use the road a lot, the sand will not last long before it degrades. So I think maybe we do need to actually lay a proper road here. Definitely wasn't what I was thinking. We'll see what it's like once it's graded, I think. Got a better impression then. Re-sleepers are... Yeah, I know. It's obviously the issue I have with drowsiness is quite severe at times. It just caught me by surprise. That's the weird thing. And I didn't think I was... Well, the drowsiness... The problem with the drowsiness and the way it hits is I never feel tired before it hits. That's the weird thing. I always just feel normal. So that's why it's always odd when it does do it. We lost a bit there. I might quickly go and refill again because we did lose a little bit here. So the problem we're trying to get across this now is we've already laid the sand. What I should have done is not laid it from this edge, essentially. I should have left this bit empty so we can still traverse a little bit easier. There we go. Right, back we go. If there was a quick way of doing this, we'd be doing it. I just can't think of anything else. We tried using the scalpel, we couldn't do anything with that to increase the radius. I kind of think I'm missing something to make this quicker, but I just can't see anything that helps. And obviously turning around's an issue here as well. I wouldn't say I got a great rest, no. But And just, yeah, it's weird. The drowsiness just hits out of nowhere. It's just one of those things. It's part of the sleep apnea. But it's, yeah, it catches me unawares. So sometimes I know it's happening and I can, you know, stop it to a degree. But sometimes I just got no clue it's happening. That's why I've fallen asleep in public before, doing different things. We was at a post office sorting something out, and I fell asleep standing up there. It's out of the blue. They can get pretty bad because there's no warning either to it. That's the thing. You normally tell when I'm going that way though, because I'll start slurring my words and stuff. So it is noticeable to other people. Okay, overload done. We are getting closer to being done. That's the thing. It's just lots and lots of sand, and the quarries don't reach. It starts being really tricky. Maybe we need to grade to there, so this can then go up, maybe. It might not be a bad shout. Let's quickly grab the grader, grade what we've done, so at least we can get up there a bit easier, I think. So our grader we're going to use is the new Vostok ATM 53 Pioneer. I'm pretty sure there's no other new ones. We've got the Kernel work we've already got. Yeah, Kernel work's the only one. We haven't got that dump truck. That's DLC. Yeah, so it's only the dump truck that we haven't got, and the DLC vehicles. The Vostok I found so far really good to use. That is the wrong one though. That's the rusty version. I want the good version. But yeah, I really enjoy using it. Plus, we've been told already, tracked vehicles in these conditions do a lot better. So it is the right vehicle to be using, I think. So I'm still in two minds about laying asphalt or not. And I still think we're going to have to come back to sort out where the mid is as well. But yeah, I just don't know about laying asphalt instead as well. It just leaves the sand as just sand. Okay, I'm just going to go back a bit and do the wider bit as well. The vehicles that can't turn as easily. You can see the difference already though, that's the thing. Just sand down. Does make a big difference. But yeah, I don't know about the road though. If you don't lay a road, how long will this last is the question. And that's a bit of a hill there. Okay, there's a little bit of a lump back here. We can just flatten out a little bit. I think we need to have a look just to see if anywhere's missing power. And just see if there's somewhere else we can connect from. Felt like a really big hill there, but actually driving over it doesn't feel like it is. Right, the next bit's over here. Obviously the tracked vehicle is going to traverse things completely differently, so we're not why do we not do this bit? This bit may need us to come back and do, to be fair there. I think we're going to do asphalt, we need it to be proper road, otherwise it's pointless doing it. Just how long the sand will last before it's no good anymore. Right, I think this will be a bit of a jump up here. I think there's also places we probably could lay more sand, to be fair. But so far so good. I just don't know whether to make it a proper road. That's the only concern I have. Obviously, to turn it off road will take more time, but it will last longer. The vehicles will traverse it a lot better. But looking at the whole map, we're going to need lots of roads, I think. But that could be the whole point in it. That could be where the actual, difficulty comes from. Is making roads everywhere so you can actually move, and especially the convoys. That's the big thing. This is a lot wider than our other one as well. It spreads things out quite a lot. Which is definitely what you want with your grader. The bigger width, the better. Right, we're nearly at where we need to go to make it easier for the heavy dumper to traverse it. I definitely prefer this grader to the other one. I think moving around with the other one's a pain because it's so high. It's easy to tip. This one's a lot more solid to the ground. Plus there's the tracks. Can't beat tracks. As Kelly told us at the start. That's the thing. She did say tracks here are good. Running out of time as well, aren't we, today? I've seen the time. Time is flying. At least we finished Sojourn today, though. I wasn't expecting to necessarily finish it today. There was a chance, but I didn't think it'd be as quick as we did it. Okay, Sandy's going down nicely. Okay, so hopefully now the dumper can get on here a little bit easier, which means we'll be able to get sand a bit easier than it has been. So we just want to reverse this back past the actual edge of the line to get more sand. This will carry on when the dump is finished. That looks pretty good so far. Whether or not we need tarmac or not. I'm still in two minds and I don't know what the best option is. Whether tarmac is the right option or not. That's a lot easier to get onto. I suppose we'll see how much this wears down with the dumper, to be fair. Because obviously if we wear away this sand where this water's really quickly, then we definitely need asphalt. But yeah, I'm definitely still in two minds. I don't really know. But you can see the marks we're putting into the sand already. Which obviously if asphalt it won't degrade. So my only real concern is if we need to lay... I don't want to do that. Trying to stay out of the water a little bit more. Yeah, the only downside of asphalt is if we need to lay any cable or power. Getting closer and closer, that's the important part. Never seems to go that far, doesn't it, Sam? Right, single load dump. So they messed up a little bit there. What I could do is to solve that bit where we messed up back there, we could actually do that little bit in between now, grade it, and then we're back to normal again. And that might speed that bit up by the water anyway if we do that. But it doesn't feel like I'm making much progress, but this is all stuff that's needed to actually progress further anyway. It's always the time-consuming jobs that you feel there's a lack of progress, but actually they're probably the most important jobs a lot of the time. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to fill in this gap here just so we can grade this bit, because where we've run over the rocks in the water bit, obviously it's now made it harder for us to traverse. And the more we're going up and down here, we are degrading it, and you can see we're getting a bit stuck at times. Whereas grading this will make this a lot easier to get around and use. Right, that should join up. Let's move this out of the way quickly. And then we'll quickly grab the grader just to solve that bit. If I change vehicle, does that keep refilling or does it stop? Oh nice, it keeps refilling, fantastic. I weren't sure if us changing vehicle would stop that, it doesn't. That's a bonus. Right, let's get this bit done. And that'll mean we'll be able to traverse a lot better, speed things up. We haven't got too much more to go in terms of laying the sand down. It's always a job I dislike. Whenever we build a road, I get the AI to lay the sand. It can just do it so much more evenly than I can. So we generally have bits to climb over normally when I lay sand. We have new hills that weren't there before. I'm just going to push this bit that's a bit hilly here. No, this grader does a fantastic job compared to the other one. There's a night and day difference to how it actually grades the sand. Okay. Manual's fine. Actually, I want to do them on manual, but I'm going to leave on manual. Right, so park this up. Heavy dumper then can do the next bit. It'll be a lot easier now for that to traverse as well. Right, stop that. Back to the dumper. back on the sand. Yeah, you can see where the dumper's been going up and down. I am starting to think asphalt may be the way to go here. Yes, it takes more time, but at least it's more permanent and won't degrade. Especially if it keeps raining as well. We do see that happen quite a lot. The more the route's used, the worse this will be. So I'm thinking maybe we need to asphalt the whole lot. And we haven't even touched the sawmill yet, because that run to the sawmill's bad as well. That will need doing. I think the quarry covers that though, so it will be a little bit easier. Okay. I don't think maybe 2 more loads will get this finished. 2 to 3, I would say. Well, then maybe less than that. So looking at that, I forgot the other bits there. This may be the final load, maybe. We'll know for sure in a second. I think we need a bit more. Don't know. Doesn't look quite enough just there. Yeah, I think I'll quickly get another load. Won't need the whole lot, but we need something for that bit just there, I think. Why have I got a low gear on? I must have pressed accidentally. It was going really slowly. Okay, it's fine for the minute. Still refilling even though we're out of the area. So, I didn't realise that. So if you start filling in the area of the quarry, and then you move away, it carries on filling. If I'd known that, this would have been a lot quicker. I didn't know you could move out of that area. I thought the minute you moved out of the radius of the quarry, you'd lose the amount going in. That's interesting tonight. Right. We'll park this over here, because we are going to need it again once we get to the sawmill, I'm pretty sure. We'll grade all the way to the bridge now. Then we'll have to grab the asphalt layer. We've only got about 10 minutes left before we're out of time for today anyway. I do want to get this done if we can. We'll be back in RoadCraft on Friday morning. I don't think we'll obviously get this final map done on Friday. I think next week at the earliest. Depends how many roads like this we're going to have to lay, that's the thing. Yeah, it looks like the main routes are pretty bad. So I think there'll be a lot of road laying by the end of it. It's worth doing long term, it's just annoying. You think about it and go, I could have finished like several missions by now if I wasn't doing this. But long term for the map, this does make a big difference, that's the thing. I think you have to think more permanent than temporary sometimes on this. You know, a temporary fix will last a little while, but long term it doesn't do you any good. You might spend that extra time making something more permanent, I think. That's what I found personally. Quick fixes generally don't help you long term. That's what I've found so far. There's a big pile of sand there. Well, I struggle with the sand laying sometimes. But yeah, I'm thinking tarmac. I think we have to, the asphalt. Could we just deal with this big lump over here? My only other concern is we haven't done a straight route. There are bits we didn't do because we didn't need it. And I wonder if maybe if we lay in a road, they should be done. It's not very even now, is it? Yeah, that's my only concern, is maybe the bits we didn't do, we should probably go back and do. Because you might as well make the whole road connect, that's the thing. I think you might be worth backtracking a bit and redoing the bits that we didn't do, because they didn't seem like they needed it, but actually, do they actually need it? Potentially. I wasn't planning on making a road, I just thought we'd just lay sand and that'd be enough, but actually, now we think about it, I think a whole road would be better long term. You can't really see where we've laid, can you really? Although I don't think we did much of that, we did a lot here. Right, I think we take the dumper and we just go and see if there's other bits we should go and do. We are rapidly running out of time. I don't think we're going to get this road finished today anyway. I think it'll be a Friday morning thing, and then the convoys can start. And they should be the convoys after this is all done. Should be really easy. Here comes the rain again. Again, it may even be worth doing the warehouse run, putting the road there as well, just so we can actually traverse it so much easier. Right, where did we not lay sand? This is all sand here. Okay, round here we didn't. There's a bit missing here, to be fair. Is that sand? I can't tell if we've laid sand there or not, actually. I don't think we did here. I think they'll just stop there, to be fair. I suppose if we didn't lay it, we'll know straight away because the tarmac won't stick. That's the other thing. Right, so this is all done here. We put sand all down here as well. The shortcut bit we didn't put sand on there. What I'm thinking though is, although there is a shortcut bit, when you're carrying stuff you're not going to want to use that shortcut. And we know we've got to do all the way to the sawmill anyway, so we may as well, while doing it, go all the way to the sawmill now. Because the convoy's got to go there anyway. So yeah, we might as well do it in one go, and then we can get all the road done in one go, and then it's done. And then hopefully can just crack on with a load of missions and not worry about having to do the road and how we traverse places, because it'll all be done. Is my thinking. I think there's more over here. Sorry, there's breaking news on my phone, but it's about Trump and the London Mayor. What we're going to quickly do is reverse back this way, and back down this way as well. If we don't shortcut it down, which with some vehicles we won't be able to, this all needs doing in case of that. Tricky to see if we're laying enough sand down sometimes. One thing I've noticed. That's why I think I struggle with laying the sand, is I kind of struggle to see. We'll lay a decent amount down. Right. Unfortunately, we're going to be out of time. We've still got quite a lot to do. Because the route is coming up here, we haven't got a choice but to keep going because we know how bad that is. We're going to have to do the whole all the way, I think, to make that work. So, yeah, we've still got quite a lot of sand to put down, then grade it, then asphalt it, and then roll it. And then we can do the missions. Yeah, there's still a lot to do. But unfortunately, we are out of time. Thought we'd potentially get this done, but unfortunately not. It takes quite a while to get it all done, to be fair. Let's have a look. So, on Friday, we were back in RoadCraft. We've got logs to bring to the sawmill. We can't do that until the convoy's done because the convoy gives us logs. So that's what we need the convoy for. We completed one part of the operation sawmill, clearing this area over here. It's done. We now need the convoy to get to there, though, as well. Logistics terminal, we still need to go and clear 2 areas and reach location. That's a fairly simple thing to do, I think. And that will restore the steel pipe facility. That's a simple one. And then plan a route, northern tunnel to warehouse again. It's an infrastructure route, one that needs this road. We may even actually need to put a road down here to the warehouse as well, because it may not make it without that road being there. But this is the final map. We have got to the point now of being on the final map. We've also seen max rank, which was we weren't really aware of where we were with levels. Levels haven't really been a focus. The game doesn't tell you generally when you level up. It's not a big song and dance when you level up. It just does it, and you notice more if the vehicles are unlocked in the shop or not, more than anything else. But max rank is 20, which we are. The big thing today is we finished Sojourn, 100% did that one, and we've started Kernel so far today. We've done one mission. We actually can see how many missions there are now and the map as a whole. So there's 17 infrastructure requests in total, 33 main missions. We've done one. Side objectives are 9. We've got one on the board already to do. So not very many side objectives, but a lot of this will be, I think, laying roads to start with. And the map, as you can see, there's going to be a lot of water involved. So either bridges or roads, I think, will be quite a permanent fixture along the way. But we're getting there. That's the important part. It's always a good way we started. I think we're doing okay. But that is us for today. We're out of time. As I say, we've managed to finish Sojourn 100%, and now we're on Kernel instead. But thank you to you guys for joining us. We are back tomorrow morning with Assassin's Creed Shadows as we continue the DLC Claws of Awaji. We think we'll finish the DLC tomorrow as well. And then Friday, we're back in RoadCraft as we continue on in Kernel and hopefully get close to starting the DLC as well. But thank you guys. Thank you for the likes, the comments, the views, and the conversation. We'll see hopefully some of you tomorrow morning for Assassin's Creed Shadows. If not, Friday morning for RoadCraft. If we don't see you for any of those, have a fantastic week. And we'll see you in a live stream very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.